Oh, this is so weird. This is so weird. I don't know. Like, we have this, like, weird ghosted lighting thing going on. I don't know.
Come to the light, Carolyn.
Carolan.
Carolyn.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. I know it's rather late. I realized after I posted it that we
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have done this late. We should have just did, like,
We're not doing a movie.
Yeah, we're not doing a
Yeah.
movie, a watch party. So, thank you all, everybody, for the happy birthdays. It means the world. And we've been traveling this weekend, and we're finally home.
I'm so tired.
We're so beat. We're home 2 days earlier than we expected.
Yeah.
So we're doing this live video here. We thought we'd be doing the live video from the road somewhere, like in our car on the side of the road, but
we are home.
We are home.
That's why I realize I've been doing this all wrong. For the first time for a live video, I am actually wearing my house robe. And I was like, because we're not going to be on very long tonight, not like a watch party. And I was like, it's so hot here. It's like 100 and something today, and AC is pumping, and I don't like cold air on my skin, like AC kind of cold air. So I was like, I'm gonna do it how I should have started it in the beginning and just worn my robe. So if you're wondering, yeah, I'm bumming it a little bit.
So Daniel, somebody said, so before we get into any of all that stuff, different questions and Q&A and all that jazz, we got some news here. I posted last Saturday, I said that we wouldn't be doing a watch party this Saturday night because we'd be on the road filming. I'm sure if you're watching the news, the cases here in Florida, the health situation here in Florida is drastically different than a lot of places. Not that every place is not doing their own thing. So our travel outside of Florida right now is kind of limited. So we're traveling around Florida.
Yeah, in the sense that we cannot travel outside of Florida right now. We
Correct.
could. No, we could. But if you were to travel outside of Florida right now, you would have to quarantine yourself for 2 weeks, and that's just not something that we're able to do. We don't have that kind of time off, so.
Yeah. So we've been kind of sticking it close to home. A lot of the theme parks have been reopening. We haven't gone really to Disney or anything yet. We're just still waiting to feel it all out.
We've gone to Universal a couple times.
We're being safe. We are
Masks everywhere, hand sanitizer everywhere. Some places, gloves too.
Yeah. We're taking it day by day and just kind of doing our own thing.
Very tiring day by day.
Yeah, so originally we planned for a 4-day weekend of traveling. And while we were on the road, the things that we were doing on the last 2 days, we got a couple emails saying, hey, because of COVID-19, we can't grant you access to certain things. So we cut our trip 2 days short. Ultimately, we filmed 3 new episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it was really hot this weekend.
It was 104 degrees.
Yucky.
Here in Florida.
Plus humidity.
Yeah.
That's not just because of the humidity. It was that plus humidity. It was a bit unbearable. Yeah. It is so that kind of heat where like you're doing everything possible you can to get out of it, and then you just start getting like cranky.
But we did pretty good. I mean, we had a few different little cranky moments, but like we did pretty good
like,
overall.
Our cranky is not like tantrum cranky. Our cranky is just like, and it's not directed at each other either. Like, we don't get nasty with each other when we get cranky and situations where we're like overheated. It's just kind of like, I just want to get this done and get out of here and move. So it's like, stop asking me questions. I don't care. Just do it.
Let's go. Let's go. We had some crazy experiences, and I don't want to really get into...
I love that pause. That was such a cute picture.
I don't really want to get into some of the crazy experiences that we've had, mainly because I kind of just want to keep what we did a secret until it comes out. So bear with it. One of the videos is already edited and up online. It's not public, so you can't watch it yet.
So it's coming out soon.
It's coming out soon.
Probably this week?
Yeah, just waiting. We uploaded it, and YouTube said... This really isn't ad material, guys.
But that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot to a lot of our videos.
Yeah. Probably to a lot of people's videos, and you just have to have it reviewed, and sometimes that takes a while, and sometimes it doesn't.
So we're just waiting for the YouTube physical review. Somebody at YouTube supposedly has to watch the video and approve it that it's ad friendly or not. So you wait for it. It's coming. But seriously, guys, happy birthday to me. Thank you.
I was like, wait.
To me, to you. You guys are awesome.
Okay, so you have to grin and bear it.
No, please don't.
You have to. You
Okay.
have to. So, you can join me if you want to. Even though I can't hear you, I will hear you in my heart.
Are you gonna sing?
Of course.
Oh God. Okay, so if you.
It's tradition, right? You gotta do it. Okay. You can plug your ears if you want to.
I'm gonna put a pillow over my face.
You know what? I will make you wear one of my ears if you don't just like.
Okay. Oh, brother. Go ahead.
Gosh, it's so terrible.
Oh.
You just hate it when I sing to you, don't you?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate
I
it.
have such a terrible voice. It's, you know.
I'm not growing a mustache. It's just I have it shaved in 2 days. That's what this is. I felt a little weird, like saying, "Hey,
Thank
Psycho,
you. UK, nah, 66.
Psycho UK Nas 66. Happy birthday, brother! You rule.
Thank
Thank you. You are amazing. Thank you for that." I felt a little weird, honestly, saying that we were going to go live on my birthday because I was like, "Oh, we're gonna go live on my birthday. Come talk to me." That wasn't it at all. Originally, we were not going to go live at all this weekend. We were just going to travel.
You weren't going to go live at all, and I was like, no.
Yeah, well, her and Scott were both like, dude, you got to go live on your birthday or something because we've hung out with you guys every weekend since this whole thing went down. And I felt bad about skipping out on Saturday night. Next week, we're going to make it up to you with a really, 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 really cool, bad movie. So bear with it. All right, go ahead and sing.
You bear with it. Okay. You guys, are you ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you.
How old am I now? I look like a cow. I don't look like a cow, but thank you. Grim Life the Musical. There we go.
Right. Oh, you guys missed it when we were on our road trip.
Do you
this
guys know
weekend.
how old I am? I don't know. Like every now, classically deceased. 41. That's right. Upright. 27. I like it. I'm like it. No, I'm actually today, July 12th, 1979. 41 years old. So, but yet I feel like I'm like 17 still. Like I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel old or in any way, shape, or form. Backstabbeth. That is a good name.
I like that one.
Where's
That's a
SGD
good
from?
one.
What's SGD?
I
South
don't know.
Georgia, Dakota. I don't know where SGD
I've seen
stands
that
from.
before, and I can't remember what it is.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
I can't think of it. Singapore. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is very cool.
That's so cool.
Well, welcome, Singapore. I know it's late. Well, I don't know what time it is over in Singapore, but there are people watching, and we got a couple messages saying that they were staying awake, and it was really early just to hang out.
It's so sweet.
So, say hi and go to bed.
We were gonna do the video earlier, and then we were like, no, we can't do it earlier because we made an advertisement saying we were gonna do it at our normal video time. And it's like, we should have totally just done this earlier for you guys.
Well, it's 11:30 a.m. in Singapore, in case you were wondering.
Oh, that's not bad.
Thank you, Backstabber.
Yeah, that's just like afternoon. It's like lunch date, almost 5 a.m. in the UK. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's amazing. We love you guys so much.
Okay. I am horrible at keeping secrets. When it's her birthday or something's coming up, I'm like, baby, I got you something really awesome.
Is this a secret I know?
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Or is this a secret you're keeping from me?
I'm keeping a secret from them. From these guys.
Which one?
Well, what the new video is.
Oh, well, no, they like to be surprised. We voted on this before.
Okay. Well,
we got your input. They like to be surprised.
I will say this, though. The video that's coming out,
Mm-hmm.
it's true crime.
And there you go.
It's a true crime video. Not a theme park
Toronto.
video, nothing like that. But the very first video you're getting is a true crime
I never
video.
realized that Toronto is right above us. I always thought Toronto was
Where do you think
further
Toronto
west.
was?
I thought it was further west.
Like, what do you mean, like, further west? Geography lesson with the Grimms. Didn't know where Toronto was. You thought it was further west.
No.
How farther west?
Like in the Pacific time zone.
Oh.
They have the same time zones we have.
Oh. Yeah, because it's above.
Yeah, so they're in our time zone. So I thought that they were in a different time zone.
We got a lot of Canucks. Canadians.
Mexico
Canuckians.
City.
Davina's here. Thank you.
We love all of our local and
AJ Mason, Serpent213,
far
Adam
away
from Montreal, Canada.
gremlins.
There's a lot of people from Canada here.
We love Canadians.
We have a Canadian $5 piece of plastic.
Oh, you mean we have a Canadian dollar?
Yeah.
No, a £5 note.
Okay, so
I don't think it's pounds. It's the Canadian dollar.
where is this thing at?
It's right there. It's on the. It's on
I
the
don't want to.
picture.
All right, hold on. Bear with me, guys.
Pennsylvania.
All right, hold on. Oh, hold
I'll
on.
hold it.
Hold
I'll
it.
hold it. Happy birthday to you.
It don't work
Reprisal.
like that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. No.
Give
I'm
it.
not finished. Dear Michael.
What exactly is this thing?
It's $5.
Why is this thing plastic?
We are the only ones here that have ugly money.
Yeah, this
Everybody
is,
else in the world has really colorful money.
like, I feel like I'm gonna be like, you know, like paper cuts. Slice it across the
You know, it's funny because when we started putting color into our money, Americans were like, no, why are you changing things? And the rest of us are like, because we're the only ones that have ugly money. Everyone else has, like, beautiful money.
Somebody from Vegas. We have some Vegas plans coming up.
Sneaky
Oh,
Slytherin!
so-
Hey, we're also Slytherin, so hello, family, Slytherin family.
I did realize that I think last week when we said we were traveling, we mentioned that we were going to be going to Charleston. And then we found out that we can't leave the state of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
So we
I mean,
had
that was
to.
a bit ago.
Yeah. So somebody said, I got a message earlier saying, "Hey, happy birthday. Hopefully you're having fun filming in Charleston." And I was like, "What? Charleston? What is this craziness?"
Yeah, it's crazy when people actually pay attention to what we
Right.
say. We're like, wait, when did I say that? Crap.
Did somebody say money? So thank you guys. All, I'm going to say this throughout the entire thing. Thank you all for the happy birthdays because some people are just showing up. And I love you guys. And I'm glad we get to say hello to you for a little bit tonight. Again, no movie. I'm sorry. Next week, going to make it up for you with a really good,
See?
bad
The
movie.
Slytherins are just naturally drawn to us. Because Slytherins are actually good people. And that's a hill I will die on.
Thank you, Amy and Brett. So another thing that we are actually really excited about, Jessica and I were talking about this the other day. Since the whole quarantine thing has started, we've been doing, all of our live videos have been watch parties. And we'd be watching the movie and we'd be catching certain questions and certain comments.
Yeah.
And we really haven't sat down to talk to you guys and did some Q&As and all that jazz.
Hey,
So
Todd.
we figure, let's do that.
Yes, I know. I remember you.
So, at this point, we have some news coming, but we're just waiting for
Grace, that's
things
so
to
awesome.
finalize. But for as of tonight, if you guys have anything that you want to ask,
Yeah, this is pretty much a Q&A night.
Mhm.
So dig into your questions that you've been wanting to know all this time, and we will do our best to answer them.
yeah, quiet.
Svengoolie.
You know, those are big words. Saying that we're better than Sven
That's-
Gulli.
yeah.
Sven Gulli is awesome. Sven Gulli's been around for a long time. So Gettysburg, Brian. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I spent a lot of early grim life years in Gettysburg, doing paranormal investigations and hanging out with my friend Jack Dedman, who's an author in Pennsylvania. We would drive out to Gettysburg and just sneak out onto the battlefields at night because they're national battlefields and you
Yeah.
can't be in the park.
Yeah.
So we would like sneak out to like the Triangular Field, Devil's Den, and a covered bridge. I can't remember the name of the covered bridge. We used to call it the Johnny Reb Bridge, the Johnny Rebel Bridge, and just sit
iced water tonight
in the
because
dark.
we got dehydrated as heckins over
God,
the
yeah.
weekend.
So I'm all about making another trip up to Gettysburg at some point. It's beautiful, and you would
Aw.
absolutely love it.
So Michelle asked if we can give a shout out, happy birthday to her granddaughter Zoe. Happy birthday, Zoe!
Yeah, happy birthday, Zoe. Michelle, where are you and Zoe from? Where are you guys
Oh, my back.
hailing from, I guess you would say?
Let me grab some of these questions as they're shooting by. Let me scroll up here.
Yes.
Have we met Adam DeWoo or Sean Clark? We have met Adam DeWoo. Have we met Sean Clark?
No.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Eric, thank you. I know it's your birthday, Michael, but curious, with Ramirez's 3rd anniversary of his passing, will there be a tribute this week or a movie this weekend? You are on top of things, my friend.
He knows us too well.
I shall not confirm or can confirm, may not confirm. Something may or may not be in the works.
I'm pretty sure you just did confirm, so...
I don't confirm.
It's fine.
I concur.
Let me scroll up here and catch more questions, if I can.
Did Michelle say where they're from?
I didn't catch it. Let me see. I scrolling. Pennsylvania.
Ah, sweet bejeezy.
Pocono area.
A lot of people from PA, too. Davina, she lives not too far from Gettysburg. Have you guys met Stephen King? Frank, no, I've not met Stephen King.
To.
I've always wanted to. And even more so, I always wanted an autograph by Stephen King. And we're friends with an artist out in California where we put out this thing. We have what we call the Grim Wall of Horror, where we reach out, we either meet people who are in the horror community.
And like conventions and such.
Or we reach out to people that are in the horror community and say, hey, can you sign this 8x10 for us?
Hi, Thomas.
To the Grim Life Collective, and we hang it on our wall. Right now, the wall's not up because we're transitioning, but at some point we'll show you all of the autographs in our wall.
This is a question we get asked
a lot. But he's in it now because of a friend.
There's no deep answer to this. But how do we prepare for a late night movie night? We kind of don't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, we just know that we're going to be wanting snacks. We want to be comfy. We try to, if we have anything that we're doing that day, make sure we get it done like several hours beforehand, because to set up everything to do the movie night, you know, we got lights, cameras, microphones, and all that stuff. It takes us a good, half an hour to set everything up. So sometimes we're just laying in bed playing Animal Crossing right up until we have to like jump on and do everything. And then, other time we're
Brian!
Getting things ready,
Sachs Bridge, that's what it's called. I'm sorry.
Days ahead of the movie. So, it's on the day of, there's not a whole lot of stuff that we have to do, but like sometimes days leading up to the movie night, we're getting stuff together. So it depends on what's happening. If we're doing giveaways, if we're doing a particular movie, or, anything like that.
Brian, you said Sachs Bridge. That's exactly what it's called. One of my very favorite things, and it's been years since I've been to Gettysburg. Lincoln Diner. I think it's still there. Vanilla milkshakes at the Lincoln Diner. The moment I always pulled into Gettysburg, that's the first thing I did. That, and then beeline straight to the Farnsworth House, the Sarah Black Room.
Let me see.
Follow up to your question, what Jessica was saying about preparing for the late night movie things. Anything that we prepare for, when we do, I think the most time that we do any kind of preparation is for filming location videos, and I get very, very, very particular about that. But I don't like to think of what we're doing. I don't like to think of what we are doing as vlogs, I guess you would say.
Oh, Brett thinks he saw us at Universal last week. We were there, weren't we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you saw a girl with green hair and his beautiful mug, then you saw us there.
I like to think of what we do as like a TV show. But there's nothing scripted, and it just kind of like makes no sense. We just kind of throw caution to the wind and go for it.
So someone's asking if we've been to Disney since it's opened. Here, it has only officially been open for a short time. Michael has not been. I just went to Animal Kingdom like 4 days ago. Because you have to reserve them, and my mom got some reserved, and we were able to get into Animal Kingdom. We're going to be going to Magic Kingdom around the 24th.
Yes.
We might do a video, maybe.
We probably will do a video.
We will do a video. We haven't been there in a while, so yeah. So we will be I know not everybody on the channel. A lot of people here for horror. Some people found us through Disney. We have some people who are like into both the things, which is great. We're into both, so we will be doing Disney movies, but if it's not your thing, that's okay too. We still love you.
Somebody asked 2 questions. Well, one question, and then another person asked a question. Will we ever make it to the UK? That is one of our dreams, our plans, our aspirations, our bucket list. I'm going to say it's our casket list.
It's our casket list.
And then somebody also asked, do we follow Pure Horror? We've met Pure Horror.
She's so sweet.
Very sweet couple.
So sweet.
We like them. We follow them. We subscribe to them. And she just started a YouTube channel.
Yep, she just started her own. She's going to be doing... she gets several sponsors that send her their products for a review, and she started doing a YouTube channel about it finally, which is great. Because,
her collection is phenomenal.
Yeah, she shows a lot of things through Instagram, but there's so many things that you can't see through picture, so we're really proud of her for doing that. Oh, thank you, Bulldog. We appreciate that.
Frank asks, who is our favorite author? Oh, man. Okay, so...
I have one that I'm going to say because out of all the books I've owned, I have like 26 of her books.
Okay.
And her name is Laurel K. Hamilton, like Laura with an L. Laurel K. Hamilton. And she writes, I guess you could say like fantasy romance in a way. She has this whole world around like vampires and werewolves and stuff. And I got into it when I was like really young, and it was just a really well writ, complete world, like, anyway, so she's my favorite because I've read so much of her. But
mine would have to be, I'm a big Goosebumps fan, so R.L. Stine. But one of my favorite authors is a woman by the name of Mary Roach. And
see, Anita Blake series, that's what I'm talking about.
She got me hooked with a book of hers called Stiff, The Curious Life of the Human Cadaver. Yeah. And I found this book because it was featured on the TV show 6 Feet Under back in the day when it was airing. Okay. And I was like, that book looks really, really cool. And I like dark and morbid and spooky stuff. So I bought the book and I read it, and I laughed my butt off. And ever since then, anything that Mary Roach has put out, I read and I loved.
We do. Well, I grew up on comic books. I don't so much read them now.
Preacher. I like Preacher.
Funny enough, Michael played football in high school.
Who?
I ran track. I didn't play sports. I'm not a sports person. I don't watch sports. I don't root for anybody in sports.
Thank you, Adam.
It is AEL. MICHAEL.
Mm-hmm.
I ran track, but I didn't do it like with a team or anything like that. I just really enjoyed running. I was a runner when I was a teenager, and I did track and things like that, and track and field and stuff like that. But I played soccer, but not like in school, so I don't know if that counts.
Thank you, I can't speak. Christy Hicks. Christy Hicks.
Let me see.
It sounds like a
I'm gonna scroll up to see if I missed any cool questions.
An odd European name, but Christy Hicks. Thank you, David, Patrick, Pizza the Hut, Gio, Diego, Danny Groom.
Do you have a favorite horror villain?
Me?
Yeah.
Favorite horror villain?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Mine changes all the time.
So I see. It's not as simple as that for me. Favorite horror villain.
I know, it's not a straight cut question.
Like, define villain.
Well, like, Jason would be a villain. Freddy's a villain. They're all villains.
All right, Michael Myers.
The villain of the movie.
Michael Myers.
Yeah. And that's just classic horror.
Right.
I mean, then you have, like, so many genres. That's a really hard question usually.
Do we still have the hearse? No, we do not. First week of moving to Florida, somebody hit me from behind and demolished the car.
Yeah.
3 cars later, we're currently driving a 2005 Honda Element that we have been fixing and fitting and getting it ready for camping and hitting the road.
Yeah.
And
I think it's gonna live a lot longer, be a lot better on gas mileage, for sure.
So this downtime has really helped out, and it's been giving us a lot of time to like work on our transportation, because a lot of times whenever we travel, we've talked about it in the past. When we travel, sometimes we're pulling into.
Yes, we do.
So when we travel, sometimes we have to be at a certain location at a certain time of day to film. And sometimes we have to drive 15 hours to get there. So it doesn't make sense to spend $120 on a hotel room only to be there for maybe 4 hours. So a lot of times we sleep in our car, or now we're also starting to camp. We got a tent and some camping gear.
Have you ever seen a real dead body? Because I know that you had some friends who were morticians. I have not.
I have not
never
either.
Well, I mean, aside from going to funerals.
Yeah, funerals, yeah.
So, I mean, technically, I
Prepared.
have. I've seen prepared dead bodies.
Have you seen an unprepared dead body? No, I have not.
I haven't. I have not. No.
Oh, there's so many things coming in. So I'm sorry if we don't catch everything.
We have had, to answer Box Assassin, he's always wanted to know for a long time, have we been in contact with any ghosts or spirits? We have actually had a fair amount of supernatural or spiritual, whatever you want to call it, experiences. We've had them together. We've had them separately. It's very interesting.
And so yeah, Savannah,
we've told some of
Georgia.
those stories before.
There's got to be like a really good way, because it's not that like we do the Q&As like this so we can ask questions, but a lot of times we get a lot of the same questions, which isn't a bad thing. But the paranormal questions, talking about our experiences, which we've seen full body apparitions and heard things and seen things move. And I always tell people, you either believe or you don't, but you never really truly believe until you actually see it for yourself. But like, I feel like there's got to be a way that we can do a video on it, because we have such stories, such sights to show you. We have such stories to share.
You're telling a lot of the same stories I've had before, though. Top 5 comedians from Brandon.
Comedians.
I think my favorite of all comedian is probably always going to be. And when you say comedian, I start thinking stand-up comedians. And there's a lot of different comedians, to be honest. I mean, there's television comedians.
Thank you, John Coy. Thank you.
I grew up on. I can see his face, and I can't think of his name. He was a guy who did like the top 8 things you can't say on television or radio. Oh man. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue too.
What did he look like?
Dead.
What?
George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Yeah, George Carlin. You turned me on to the guy that's on Netflix, the Australian.
Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries. He's funny. I like him. There's so many.
The household that I grew up in,
Hi, Katie.
it was a thing
Thank you, love.
that HBO had to be had. Like people, and they would watch late night stand-up comedy.
Robin Williams,
so like I grew up
obviously.
watching George Carlin, Andrew Dice Clay,
Yeah,
Sam
Andrew Dice Clay.
Kinison,
Yeah.
all those old things. As a young Michael, we would watch these things, and I didn't really fathom it. I just remember laying on the floor.
It was a big deal.
While my family was watching this. So dicey.
Are you into European soccer?
No.
We don't follow any sports teams, American or otherwise. We don't follow any sports.
No, we're not sports folks. Sorry.
Coke.
Actually,
for me, it's Dr. Pepper.
I like White Monster.
Eddie Murphy, yeah. I mean, basically any stand-up comedian who made it to HBO or that kind of a primetime channel from like the 80s and 90s are probably my favorite comedians, because they're who I grew up with, and it was a really classic time for stand-up comedians. And then there's, people I just love who are great comedians on film, like Ryan Reynolds. He does amazing comedy. There's my brain cannot remember all the names of the things that I love, but there's a lot out there.
Davina says she can't stay up late. A couple people.
Oh, hi, Davina. Oh, we got your postcard.
Yes. I don't know where it's at right now.
It's
what?
right here. Oh.
You gotta check out this postcard. I don't know if you're still here, Davina, but she has a new book that's coming out. It's like dolls and a coloring book. Creepy. It fits right. And this is the postcard she sends you. I think you have to be a Patreon for it. So,
I love her coloring book.
DavinaRush.com, DAVINARUSH.com. But I have found my friends by, oh, geez, man. It's getting a little sad in here now.
No, that's sad. Yeah.
But if you're here just to say hello, by all means, just say hello and go rest.
That's
That's it.
really
I know
impressive,
it's late.
Grace. It is so impressive. So, Grace
Wait.
and her husband are celebrating 29 years together. We
Holy
just
crap.
celebrated our 3rd year.
6th.
This is not. Don't mess with my memory. You know I have a
Thanks
bad
for
memory.
the tour videos, whether it be filming, locations, haunted areas, celebrity graves, or theme parks. Tom Savini's house tour was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it and glad you're here, part of the family.
On Chris Rock. He's okay. He's alright. I'm not huge on him.
I like Chris Rock in the movie Dogma. That's about it.
I was never a huge fan of Chris Rock. He just always kind of annoyed me a little bit.
He's always smiling. He always seems like he's happy.
Yeah, well, it's not happiness. It's not like Eddie Murphy. Dave
Bring me the
Chappelle,
knife.
Bring
I
me
want
the
the knife.
I want the
Bring
knife.
me the knife.
You know, a lot of the people that we grew up on as comedians who started out like more raunchier when they were young, then became like the comedy dads in movies and shows, you know, which is always funny for us. Adam Sandler, when he was young, I used to sing his Turkey Lady songs and all that stuff.
Oscar Blackberg asks an amazing question, and a question that I absolutely love, and this is probably the second time anybody's ever asked this during our live stream. And does anybody here know who Josh Gates is? Josh Gates?
I should know this as your wife.
No, it's all right. So a lot of people do, some people don't. Josh Gates had a TV show, and he probably still has a TV show, like Expedition Unknown. Years ago, I got to meet Josh Gates.
That was hilarious.
And so Grim Life Collective used to be a website. And I would travel to places, and I would take pictures, and I'd go home, and I'd write about them, and nobody ever read them. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just writing for myself.
It was in the age of like the journaling though, when
Yeah.
journaling was
I was
like
this
really
is
popular.
my little like travel website.
Bloggers or whatever, yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it sucked. But, so, it was around the time that I met Josh Gates, and I started making videos. It was the transition from writing for my own little website to making videos, because I realized people didn't want to read anymore. Instead, they wanted to watch videos. They wanted to watch where you're going. And I was like, it makes sense. So I met Josh Gates, make a long story short, and I got to interview him. And I interviewed him, and he's on the channel in the Grim Interviews with Josh Gates.
Frank, that's a really hard question.
And I asked him, in all of his travels, where's the most memorable place that he ever went to? And he said Chernobyl. Like, it still sticks with him to this day. And I've always wanted to go to Chernobyl. Someday I'll make it to Chernobyl. But he said that, I told him that this is what I do. And he said something that always sticks with me, that, these places, these grim locations that I want to go visit are out there.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for me, waiting for you to go and find them. And every time we go on a trip, when I'm driving, him telling me this always plays in my head.
So here's a quick question that I saw that is really hard for me to answer, but maybe you can help him with some insight. Frank
Butter.
asks, Frank says he has a girlfriend who doesn't like horror very much, so they're trying to introduce them to horror. What would be a suggestion for showing someone their first horror movie that you're hoping to get them into horror? You don't want to scare them away, so probably not too many blood and guts kind of stuff. But then there's also like, there's psychological horrors, there's thriller horrors.
I would say, depending on... Well, okay, so you kind of have to read the person. One, I don't know how old you are, and I'm sorry, or where you're from, or what she's, the type of person she is. I would have to say...
Thank you, Adam.
Speaking to me, like, if I wasn't a fan of horror movies and somebody wanted to introduce me to horror, hopefully they would know the type of person I am.
Nos, I wish.
And they would show me a fun...
Yeah. Well, he's 32, so they're our age.
Okay, so think of it like this. This is my recommendation. A fun horror movie from the 80s.
Or try, you know what, if you're really trying to get them started into horror and trying to do it gently, start off with horror comedies.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, horror comedies are a good thing.
Yeah.
But, like, so...
And then, like, ease them into it.
If you look at every decade of horror, they're all different.
Yeah.
To me, the best horror came out of the 80s, whether it was good or bad, because just we were talking about this the other day.
Once Bitten, I love that
what,
one.
What were we watching? And then Jessica made the comment, they don't make it like this anymore. It's almost like you can taste the movie. It had its own flavor.
Because of the way they filmed. What was it?
80s horror has
watching.
very lightheartedness. I mean, of course, there's Friday the 13th and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, think of the movie Fright Night. Tom Holland, Fright Night.
I love
It's a great movie. It's entertaining. It's spooky. It's fun. Like, I would say get her to watch Fright Night.
Yeah. The Burbs, stuff like that. Yeah, those are really... not Sleepaway Camp. Don't let the first one you show her please be Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah. Oh, God.
She'll be like, oh, this is it, and then she'll be traumatized by the ending.
Right? At the end. And so this is what you do. If you've never seen the movie Sleepaway Camp before...
Scream would be a good introduction, yeah. I mean, a lot of these are great.
Oh, Scream movies are
because,
awesome.
Oh, I love High Spirits. I don't think High Spirits is a horror movie. I think it's more of a fantasy comedy. But I love that movie. I love it, love it, love it.
976 Evil.
Right. Creepshow, actually, I think would be an amazing starter. Because it gives you a little taste of a lot of different things. We were watching Creepshow 2
in the car the other night up in Pensacola.
But that's not what I said, though.
No, but that's whenever you said that the movie was you can almost taste the flavor of the movie.
Yeah.
The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, David Patrick, that is
Thank
like
you,
the best
Victor.
thing.
Oh, happy belated birthday. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I love singing happy birthday. I love singing, and I love birthdays. So, deal with it.
Adam Kleppy asks Michael, what is your favorite real-life serial killer? I'm going to give you two answers to this. One, oh man, this sounds so bizarre, like, there's so many to choose from. Ted Bundy, and although he's not technically a serial killer, he's more of a spree killer. Charles Starkweather from the 50s.
Hi, Argentina.
Hey, Jessica.
What?
Amy says your voice is beautiful, and it's funny that you said it just like that. What?
Thank you. One of these days, I swear, I'm going to start an ASMR YouTube channel, and I'm going to sing you guys lullabies like I used to sing to Michael.
I don't remember the Dobbin House, Brian.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Let me scroll up and see if there's any... Michael loves The Ghost and the Chicken. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. He loves that so much. Let's see if there's any questions I missed up here. I'm honestly just looking for question marks.
No, so John Wayne Gacy, I mean, I get it. And the whole clown thing. And you know what? I've actually seen a lot of John Wayne Gacy murderabilia stuff. There's a friend of ours who lives in Savannah, Georgia, Ryan Graveface. He has a website, a museum called Graveface Museum. He has an amazing collection of bizarre things, including serial killers and cults, and he absolutely loves John Wayne Gacy. More specifically, the art that John Wayne Gacy would create.
Samantha, yes, I did get that the other day, and I forgot because we got it right before we left. That was so cute. Thank you so much. She sent the magnet.
Oh my God,
Wasn't
Samantha,
that adorable?
yes.
I have it right here, as a matter of fact. I think I have it.
We finally got to the post office the other day, and then we went away, so everything got on hold, and now we're back.
And your letter was so sweet. I'm going to show this to you guys because this was so cute.
This is handmade from Samantha.
It's a magnet.
Right.
It's like those little plastic beads. You can make them into patterns and then you melt them, which I have no idea how you do that. I don't know if you bake it or what, but I see if I can get it close and you can see like the little holes that are in it. So you just put a little magnet on the back. I love this. I love this. So thank you so much for sending this to us. This is so sweet.
A really cool Michael Myers looking mask.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's Jason.
I'm just saying, yeah.
No, it's Friday the 13th. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just being playful.
He likes to trip me up because he knows my memory's really terrible and I often get things confused. So I just stopped trying. I'm gonna be honest with it,
Perler
Thank
beads.
you so much for
You iron
for
them
joining in,
together,
Ghostwriter.
Lindsay says.
Have a good night. Thank you, Bearded Villain.
Did you see that? Perler beads. You iron them together.
You iron them. I would have never have thought that's how you do it. That is cool.
Oh man, I wish I could tell you all these different things. Darn this COVID-19. But there's a lot of things coming, so bear with it. Honkety honk. Oh, I guess I should do this stupid little thing like this.
The only female serial killers that I think we've done anything on has been
Eileen Wuornos.
Eileen Wuornos.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I've been on that one. That was one of the first ones I think we did together is we went and saw one of her local hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. When you're Michael Myers for Halloween and someone calls you Jason, I know for a fact it happens.
You know, I had the hardest time keeping them separate because I heard the names together so frequently and they both wore white-looking masks, that I constantly got the names mixed up. I'm still paying for it to this day. Hi, Megan.
So I'm looking down here. You guys are up here. I feel bad about it. I got to try really hard to look up here. It's just, they disappear
I'm looking
up
down
there.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try.
Yeah, you don't have to, you can't melt them.
Do you know anything about the Burke and Hare grave robbers? I do not.
Burke and Hare. There was a movie that came out.
We should all marry Elvira.
And I can't remember what it was called, but it was about the Burke and Hare murders, and it had Angus Scrimm starred in it.
Who would win in a fight, Michael Myers or Jason? Well, considering I think that their storylines both have made them like supernaturally immortal and cannot die.
How you doing, Jeff Comic?
I'm gonna say Michael Myers. I like Michael Myers above Jason. I enjoy Halloween more than I do Friday the 13th.
Lindsay says, watching you guys and looking on Amazon for new coloring books and movies. Lindsay, go to DavinaRush.com. DAVINARUSH.com and buy these horror coloring books that our friend Davina has been making.
There.
She has a new one that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who wears the pants in our family? That is going to be Michael because I wear leggings and dresses and stuff.
Fair enough.
I don't like pants.
Who wears the cat ears in the family? That would be me.
That would be you.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
That's all you.
Who wears the cat hair in the family? That is me because I like to smell them. I do. I pick them up and I go, they don't smell like anything.
Is
They're
that
like,
why every time and then I
they're
look at you
clean.
and you got cat hair hanging out your nose like some sort of
I
weird
don't,
like
cause
nose
like,
worm?
cat hair is like sticky. It's awkward.
Nose
and I'm always
worm.
doing this to get the cat hair off my face.
Thank you, Tim Duran, LMAO. You know, I'm absolutely really horrible at these little like things. I know what laugh my ass off is.
Cutest kitty. They said they were in a park the other day and saw the cutest kitty and thought of us.
Wait, was it alive?
I just might like catnip. I don't know.
Was the cat alive?
You should smell your pets. They smell delightful unless they're
Why would you?
dirty little... The big cat likes to roll in dirt outside, and he smells like he gets a bath every day. He doesn't. But he's so soft. He's like never dirty. I don't know how... I know, whatever. Don't judge me. I smell my cats.
Thank you, Mark. Oh, Mark, you messaged me when we were out on the road. We were driving. We did a lot of driving the past few days about Westworld. I've been meaning to get back to you. I have not gotten back to you today. It was another hectic day, and we were just absolutely beat.
Right. Hi.
Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. I'll message you after this, but if you have all 3 of them, that'd be awesome. I am going through a bit of a withdrawal. So...
Amy, feel free to send it. I read comic books. I haven't read them in a long time, to be honest with you. I stopped collecting them because it was so cost, when trying little tiny thing.
Well, it's his comic book, so I'm guessing that's one that he did.
I'm just saying, I started waiting for like the graphic novels to come out whenever there was a comic book I liked. I would just wait until like the end of the year until like the graphic novel released because and then I stopped buying them because it just ended up getting so crazy. But yeah, feel free to send it.
Michelle, Matilda. That's a good name for a
Lisa,
kitty.
Thank you. Matilda is a really great name.
The Mask with Jim Carrey. Okay, so David, I got Jim Carrey on the brain because we have something Jim Carrey coming up in the future.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that that I remind them of Jim Carrey a lot sometimes.
Do we have any good behind the scenes stories from Tom Savini's house that is not on camera? Because we basically rolled the entire time we walked through. Aside from
I have one. I have one.
His cat wanting to smell my face, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna steal your cat.
Well, I have a behind the scenes story that happened while we were filming the Tom Savini episode, but it really had nothing to do with the Tom Savini episode, but it did. Do you guys want to hear it? Do you guys want to hear a little story time? Gather around, children.
The stage is yours, sir.
Gather around. All right, so.
Gather round, gather round.
All right, so should I just tell the Tom Savini story?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're going for. You said nothing and then asked me an opinion. I was like, I can't help you there.
Okay, so when we originally planned to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I reached out to the Tom Savini School, right?
Oh, and ruined it.
And I sent them an email, and I was like, hey guys, we run this YouTube channel. We're going to be up in Pittsburgh. Do you have anything in your school that we can film? Because we're looking for content. And I'm thinking maybe they had like one room with maybe like a display case of like something Tom did or
like
whatever.
A cool room, like
right?
something. Like a lounge or something.
So the representative from the school calls me and he's like, hey, we got you covered. Just get here. The entire school is like, and you're just going to love it. You're going to love it. And I was like, that's amazing. Thank you. And then he was like, how would you feel if I got Tom Savini to show up and maybe do like an introduction for you guys? And I was like, well, damn. I mean, if you can make this happen, so freaking
cool
be it.
I'll
be forever.
For like 5 minutes. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was driving, so I got off the phone with him and I called Jessica and I was like, Jessica, you're never gonna believe this.
A lot of his excitement happens in the car on his way home from work because
I can't hold it.
No, he can't even wait until he gets home. And then half the time, like the reception cuts out, and I'm like, just tell me when you get home.
So we pull up. We're driving now. Tom Savini's school is about 45 minutes southeast, I think, southeast of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
It's almost like in a hillside little community.
So we're driving out to Tom Savini's school, and we have no idea if Tom Savini is even going to be there. There hasn't been any confirmation, and if he is going to be there, it just might be a hello. Now I've met Tom in the past,
which we were excited for, nonetheless.
I met Tom Savini in the past, and I had a good experience. But a lot of you out there, you've heard stories about Tom Savini and how he can be kind of moody. It's not
as anyone can be. Yeah.
It's not Tom Savini himself. It's just when you're out there on the circuit for so long, doing so many things.
And sometimes people ask really rude questions that can like throw your day off. Anyway.
So we pull into Monessen, Pennsylvania, where his school is. And we park the car, and immediately after we turn off the car, Tom Savini pulls up right next to us.
Yeah.
And we're just like, holy freaking heck. And he's all dressed in black, and he's driving a black Charger.
And we waited to walk out from the car because we didn't know if he was going to drive past us or pull, off to the side where we were. Yeah. And so he just was kind of like...
Yeah. So he's like...
It was nice, with the smile and everything, just... So, we're like, oh god, I'm nervous already.
So we get out of the car, we walk across the street, and he's walking behind us, and we're like, oh crap.
Like, do we turn around and say hello? Because we don't know if he's here for us. We didn't know why he was here.
So we get inside and we check in, and I'm like, we go to the reception, and the entire reception. I think
cool.
we showed it.
I don't think we did show the reception actually, because we
started it outside.
We started on a different door.
I have the footage to that still.
Yeah. We should put that in our Patreon.
Yeah. I'm going to put it on Patreon. We have footage that we haven't used from the Tom Savini school. I don't know if Tom's in it, but I'm going to dig through it.
The reception area, whatever you want to call it,
was like a church.
Gorgeous, though. So gorgeous. The outside was gorgeous.
So we would check in, and they tell us to have a seat right there. And as we turn around and sit, Tom Savini walks in. How you doing? How you doing? And he goes in the back, and we're just sitting there going, "Oh crap!"
And he has such a soft voice,
Yeah.
by the way.
Like,
When he talks to you, he's very kind of soft spoken.
so they come out, Tom Savini and our guy who the contact, and not only does he introduce us and talk to us, but he ends up giving us a walking personal tour of his entire school.
He was very excited.
It was so much fun, and just
Yeah.
seeing everything, include you guys saw it in the video. We just kept the camera rolling,
Yeah.
and we just had fun.
Because it was like once he got started, he was so proud of his school and he was so proud of everything that once he showed you one thing, it parlayed into something else, and he just wanted you to see everything. And he's I mean, the whole time, you could just tell that it was his passion and that it is still his passion, and he just like that, this is my child, like a father showing you his kid's trophy kind of thing, and it was great.
And then it doesn't start there. So this is the part that I was going to tell you, and then I was like, should I just tell him the Savini story? Because there's more. So when we first sat down, I asked him. I was like, hey, we do this thing called the Grim Interview, where we ask you one question, and this goes over really, really well in horror conventions because people in the horror industry get the same question over and over and over again.
And they get bored with it.
Sid Haig hated the question, what was it like working with Rob Zombie? He got that more than anything. And when we asked him our Grim Interview, he was like, man, thank you for asking something that's not repetitive.
Yeah.
So I asked Tom Savini, I was like, hey, can we do a Grim Interview with you? And I asked him the question. He's like, oh, I really got to think about it. Maybe later on we'll do it.
Okay.
So we did the tour at the school, and again, we brought it up, hey, how about that Grim Interview? And he says, well, not right here. How about you guys come over to my house later on, and we'll do it there. And I got more stuff to show you.
Yeah, because you're like, are you familiar with my wall of masks or something like that?
Yeah.
And he's like, I think that would be a really great backdrop. And we're just kind of like,
yes, please. Yes, please.
Like, and we're trying to be like the most politest people we've ever been. I mean, which is not hard because we're extremely polite, but we're so nervous that we're not wanting to like trip on anybody's toes or put them out or make them feel like we're asking them to do something that they're not comfortable with. And I mean, the man's like one of his 70s, so we don't want to take up too much of his time. It was a very hot day. And he just starts offering, to show us around. And we were like, that would be amazing if it's not putting you out, and just the whole time so soft-spoken and very sweet. And he, wasn't like jubilant, as like we were because he's been doing this for so long, but you could tell that he was happy that we were so interested in what he does, and we're aware of a lot of the stuff that he does. And every time he mentioned like a movie or he loved to talk about how he barters for props, with his own work and stuff like that, and that we were really knowledgeable of where a lot of stuff comes from. I think it seemed to me that made him happy to know that like the torch is being passed, if you will, because he brought up some really old stuff throughout, and things that I think he didn't think we would be aware of or have seen. He was like, right on, like it was cool.
And then there's more.
And then there's more.
Not done. So we finished the tour and we agree, and he ends up giving us his personal cell phone number. And he says, give me about an hour or so. I'm going to go to the swimming pool and call me in about an hour or so, and I'll give you my address. So we're like, okay. So we part ways, and then we drive and we go and we film our video on the Silence of the Lambs house.
Oh, yeah. That was beautiful.
And then we drive from the Silence of the Lambs house back to Pittsburgh. And it's about a 45-minute drive, an hour at this point, because, where we're at. and we're talking in the car, and I'm nervous as all hell driving down the highway. I'm like, how am I going to make this phone call? And Jessica's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I have Tom Savini's cell phone number right here. He invited us over to his house. What am I going to... Am I supposed to be like, hey, Tom, how's it going? You know, like, how do you start that phone call, right?
I love when you're nervous, though. You guys may have picked up on it. I don't know if you have, but Michael gets twitchy.
Twitchy.
When he's not sure about how he's supposed to, and the cutest attribute is that you get like, you want to make sure the person on the other end of the phone,
Trevon's surface.
is
Thank you.
Knows that they're being appreciated before you even start talking about why you're calling. And I'm always like, it's so sweet. It is so sweet. But at the same time, I'm like, they just want to get the call.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to take the phone because they don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, sorry about that. But like, so he's getting so worked up, and it's just kind of like, he's another dude. He just wants to be treated like another dude. You know?
So
just
I'm practicing
right? Yeah.
in the rearview mirror. Hi, Tom. How you doing, Mr. Savini? Hi. How's you? You know, I'm going over and over in my head, right? So then finally I'm like, oh, screw it. And I call him. And I'm like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was probably something dorky like, hey, Tom.
Hey, this is just, we were just talking.
Yeah, this is Michael. We just, had an interview, a tour with you at your school. And all I get is, who's this? And I was like, crap.
I think you weren't talking loud enough, and like I said, the man's in his 70s.
So I was like, oh, it's Michael. I said, oh, yeah. And he said,
Well, you said it really fast as a Michael from Grim Life Collective.
Yeah.
Which is a mouthful.
But so then he gave us his address, and then we went over to see Tom Savini.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I mean,
yeah.
It was nerve-wracking thinking about it, but just being in his presence, in his element, and it was...
The whole time I was shell-shocked.
It was just like talking with, like, a member of your family.
It's one of those things where, like, something's happening, and you're afraid you're not going to remember that moment because your brain is so focused on your own anxiety for being there that you can't enjoy and, like, live in the moment, you know?
Man, there's all kinds of death happening.
I would just, like, love to, like, have a part 2 of that if ever possible, you know? Not to even, you know, we've done the tour of his house, but I would just love to, like, be able to shake his hand a second time and be like, you know, thank you once again.
We'll cross paths at some point.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Hey,
Trevon?
really quick, how many tattoos do you have?
Oh,
you ever
God.
counted? I have one.
Man, I have a lot. Like, they're I'm covered.
Nas,
I got them
for
everywhere.
tuning in. Have a good night.
Who's it?
Nas. He's one of our Facebook friends.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the UK. It's 5
yes.
a.m. there, so
Nas UK.
I think he's getting ready for work.
Have a good day. And Trevon, I'm sorry to hear about your dog passing.
Well, you know, it's a very funny thing about Tom Savini, is that he started to experience some negativity after our video came out.
Yes.
People, even though we did not give out his information, his address, or anything like that, people were able to locate his home. And
from our
video, and we're going up to his door, bothering him and his family, and telling him that they found him through our video. And this was happening frequently. And even when he contacted us through email to get a hold of us and let us know if we could please, you know, edit certain things out that would hopefully disparage people from walking up to his home, even then, he was very nice about it.
Yeah.
He was not in any way, we knew that he was upset, we could tell he was upset, but he wasn't graphic, he wasn't rude, he didn't blow up at us or anything. If anything, I would say that he was, not apologetic, but understanding, because we were on the road at the time, so we didn't get it right away.
Have a good night, Trevon.
So, disclaimer, please do not ever go knocking on somebody's front door and bothering them in their personal space. We wouldn't want that done to us. We wouldn't want that done to anybody. If you think that you can locate someone through one of our videos,
don't.
Please respect your privacy. Please, please, please respect our privacy. We respect people's privacy enough that we will not even cross onto a yard that says no trespassing. Even though we could probably get away with it, we don't do that. So please, for the love of Christ,
so yeah,
respect people's privacy.
Within the first couple of days of that video being released, if you watched it and then you go back and watch it now, you probably won't recognize it.
We had to change it a little bit, yeah.
There's a good 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 seconds that we went back in there and cut out at the request of Tom. That showed the outside of his house. It didn't show the street. It didn't show anything else, but it showed the outside of his house. So we respected him enough and completely understood. So we removed that little snippet of things.
Yeah.
Bam.
I mean, a lot of people can just go and Google a lot of things, and I think because we'd done the video, it was, you know, refreshed in a lot of people's memories. You know, even if they've seen it, they weren't sure who actually lived there, and, you know, so things like that.
Well, like, you've seen our videos. For the most part, 99.9% of the time, we absolutely refuse to do any kind of trespassing. You see a lot of people out there who are just
That's how they make their money.
Yeah, go to abandoned places like there's no tomorrow, and which is all good and dandy, and trust me, we'd love to do that too and bring it to you, but we try to be...
And it was actually like a very small filler scene that we didn't think anyone would get anything out of. I don't even think we recorded like driving up to his house or anything. We were walking up the sidewalk talking to each other. And I think we panned over and that's how people, I mean, nowadays people can slow, pause or whatever and get anything they can out of a background. So it's not that we, you know, abhorrently were showing his house, but they were able to pick up on enough things that were in our background, and we just had to edit the video to protect his privacy.
We've gone to film things, and we'll actually reach out to people and say, hey, we realize that there are other people in the world who will actually come up here and just film without permission. We would like to ask you for permission to do this. And 9 times out of 10, people grant us permission. Sometimes people are like, no, we don't want this at all.
Right.
So we respect that and just move on.
There's been a handful of times when people think that we're filming their house for some reason and
That's
have confronted us outside.
They come out, why are you filming my house for?
Yeah. And not like, I mean, when they confront us, I'm kind of like, hey, what you guys doing? Which would be me, you know, but immediately right off their bat, they're like really argumentative and like offended. And it's like, we're not filming you. Like, we may have had the camera pointed in your direction for a second, but we were probably trying to plan out what we were doing and weren't rolling at the time.
The worst one was whenever we did Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah.
We were standing in the middle of the street with our camera, trying to line up shots. We weren't even filming it at the house that was used in the movie. We're just talking about the way the car was driving, because Hollywood movie magic, how they work things. And this lady came out of our house and was like, why are you filming my house? And I was like...
And we're like, we're not. And she's like, yeah, you are. I saw you at the window. And it's like, well, you didn't see what we were doing. We were discussing things to each other. We weren't filming your house. Because we don't give a we don't care about your house. You know, we're looking at a different house. But and I think that's just a result of when they were filming there professionally for the movie, a lot of people were probably inconvenienced quite a bit. I mean, they get permission from all the neighbors when they do stuff like that, but you know, they could have been jealous that it was their neighbor's house that was chosen. You know, there's a whole range of emotions that goes into why people are bothered about things, and oftentimes I think they would prefer to have been the center of the attention, and that's why they get upset. I've seen that look in people's eyes, you know what I mean?
Amy said that she was watching Poltergeist, and she always wondered what people think about that. You know, people going to the filming location. When we were there, we actually talked to the person who lived there. We didn't go knock on their door. They came out and to take out their trash, and we talked to them a little bit about it. But again, we didn't step on their lawn.
No.
We didn't step. I think we didn't even step on their sidewalk.
No.
Maybe we did for like a picture, but we purposely put up an imaginary barrier between us and them for all kinds of different reasons. One, you know, we don't want to get into that any kind of confrontation, but also two, we respect their privacy, but also respect what
And
was
if they
done
do
there.
come out for any reason, I always ask just to make sure, are we bothering you?
Yeah.
Because if we are, we'll
Let
leave.
us know. Yeah. We'll
We'll-
come back
we'll-
when you're not home.
Yeah.
Somebody asked the Amityville house. So years ago, I visited the Amityville house, the real one in New York. My sister lives in Long Island.
Not been.
We'll go up there at some point because I'd like to refilm it because that video is blocked in a lot of countries. So if you go into grimlifecollective.com and type in Amityville, you might be able to see the video. You might not be able to see the video. I don't know. It depends on where you live. But I'd like to redo it. When I was there, so I was there maybe about 3 or 4 times, and each time that I was there, people yell at you from their cars because they don't want that memory to
Some
take
people
place.
don't. Some people don't
I've had
want
people throw
the
nickels at
history
me.
to be remembered. Really quickly, I'm just going to answer Paul. We do not have any of those, Vault of Horror or Tales from the Crypt comics. That would be amazing. If you're wanting to send anything, feel free. I'm a collector of the old horror stuff. I'm a collector of a lot of stuff. So if you guys are ever wanting to get rid of something and you think we'd be interested, feel free to ship it to our P.O. box. Chances are we'd think it was awesome.
Yeah, we have a P.O. box. If you look down in the description, you can find all different ways to get in contact with us as well as donate to the show or become a Patreon postcard member. Was it Samantha?
Thank you, Savannah.
It says, send us something strange and unusual, and it gives you our P.O. box. And she actually wrote something strange and unusual, and then our P.O. box, which was really cute, and it made me smile.
Aaron heard that you have had nipples thrown at you.
Nickels! N-I-C-K-L-E-S.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
If somebody
Have a good
threw
night.
nipples at me, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I don't know.
Good night, Susie.
Have a good night, Elvis Stooges.
I love The Night Before Christmas. That was one of the classic ones that I grew up on.
So, Mark asked, what's our day jobs? I will make a promise to you, Mark.
A housewife.
So,
I get sick a lot.
at the request of my work, I do not. I can't talk about it.
Cannot disclose.
But I will tell you this. At some
When
point,
people start coming by, it becomes a problem.
it happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people have come by and have seen me at work going, oh my God, I know you. Can I get a picture with you?
That would be cool, Mark.
Which is really, really nice. But it started becoming an issue. So my promise is this. Eventually, at some point, if the YouTube...
We work in a public store. We just can't tell you where we work.
If YouTube takes off in some way, shape, or form and we find ourselves doing this full time, I'll be like, oh yeah, this place that I used to work at, and then I'm going to talk about it. But other than that, I cannot mention anything about it.
We would love to be able to do this full
You're
time.
a coroner. Oh.
One day. You know, I think that's what we aspire to do, is being able to do this full time.
Thank you,
we
Charles.
Be able to be supported by it. But until then, we have to have our own secrets.
Mark says this is the king of Grimm, and Jessica is the queen of Grimm, of all things Grimm. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Charles.
I forgot how our laptop is like dying.
Timed. Well, it's timed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we honestly took a lot of precautions also from other YouTubers that we had seen out there, where people would be in their videos, friends or family, and information is not mentioned or anything like that, but then their friends and family were stalked online to try to get information about them, and a lot of people can get a little obsessive, so we obviously have to keep parts of our lives to ourselves and some of our information to ourselves just to keep that boundary there.
Somebody asked if we have a plot, and it took me a minute. I was like, plot to the story? What? And then I realized you're talking about a burial plot.
We actually haven't not started doing the plasma yet. We keep forgetting to do it.
So the burial plot, we do not, which also immediately made me think of home ownership. We don't own a home. We don't plan on owning a home because we travel so much, and you never know where we're going to be traveling or living in the future. So for right now, no. I think that possibly, like, if you were to like pass away, and I'd have to put you in the car somewhere and like take you with me. I'm like, all right, guys, Jessica's still with us.
What did I say? I, at one point, wanted to be cremated because I don't like the idea of my death tin box taking up space in the earth. I want to go back to the earth. And at the time, I was not married. And now I want us to have like side-by-side plots. Put us in the same damn coffin. But you know what? Make it a pine box or something. I love the whole theory of like being made into a tree. A tree.
You know, like whenever you go to Taco Bell and you order like the taco box and they give you that weird box that has that weird like lid and it has 12 tacos in it. I want to be buried in a Taco Bell biodegradable box.
I don't think that's a thing.
Wrap me up in a taco.
We have seen the Monsters House and Car.
You guys ready for this? What's that?
The Monsters House and Car. We just saw the house when we did the tour in California at Universal. And oh man, we have not seen the car. Did we not see the car? We did not see the car. We were going to see the car, and then something happened. We weren't able to.
If you pass the Calamity times, go check out Silver Springs. We were just talking about Silver Springs.
Oh, the underwater scenes from Legend. We've talked about that, and I keep forgetting.
Lisa Lalone. We were just talking about Silver Springs because we passed it where we were going to be doing our thing. Just donate your body to Tom Savini. That's a good one, Grimwood Hollow.
I think he's going to pass before we do.
You never know.
He's in his 70s now.
Adam, glad you're with us and you're a part of the Grim Life family. You guys ready for this? It's like shameless plug. These are delicious.
No, they're not.
I love these things.
I hate them.
Jessica hates these
hate
things. Well, all right. So what?
I like the Black Forest ones. They're also organic, but they still have gelatin in them. These are vegan, no gelatin. I like the gelatin. I don't like where gelatin comes from, but I don't like those are grainy.
Here's a question. You guys ready for this? Jessica, this is like the dating game. Does Jessica like her tacos soft or hard?
How would they know that?
That's the question.
How would they know this information?
Huh?
They would not know. They would not be able to answer that on their own. How would they know?
They're asking me. They're like, Michael,
asking you.
Does Jessica like her tacos, the shells to be hard or soft? Who here thinks that Jessica likes her tacos with a hard shell
I know that you
or
know this
soft?
answer.
Everybody's saying soft. What is it?
You're supposed to answer.
Jessica likes the hard taco shells.
I do.
Me, I have a strange phobia of hard foods.
See, they're remembering you.
Yeah. So I do the soft tacos. She does the hard tacos.
Yeah.
I cannot eat things that go crunch. Freaks me out.
Ooh, Sunkist gummies. Oh, I have had the Sunkist gummies. Those are actually really good. I mean, I like soft tacos just fine, but I love the classic hard shell taco.
In Ghana, coffin making is an art. People.
Yeah, you can see those at a lot of Ripley's, believe it or not. They have some on display.
We did a video a while ago on horror movie posters made in Ghana, and beautiful, creepy, but beautiful.
They're asking if I don't like the meat. I used to be a vegan. I'm not a vegan anymore. It's just the snacks that he has that he loves as vegan. But we do eat meat.
I love these things. So like I want to say, yeah, they're organic. They're on sale, but I love these things. We pick them up as much as we possibly can. I wouldn't say that I'm not vegan by any means, any way, shape, or form. But I like to try to live my. I just had to burp. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm thinking Jessica's singing and I burped. That's marriage. I like the whole idea of the paleo lifestyle, the paleo diet. And I'm not strictly paleo, but I try really hard to be like that, I guess you would say.
We're trying to eat cleaner.
So grilled chicken.
We have both
not fried.
We have both put on some of that marriage weight that is so often happily referred to. It's a real thing. When you're happy, apparently you gain weight.
Do we have any rare posters in our collection? We do not.
Hi, Shelly.
we have some pretty awesome autographs that at some point within the next 6 months we'll be sharing with you.
Good night, Danny. Kettle chips.
Mark, I don't know what's going on with you. Wait, did Mark just say? Did
He's
Michael
not
say he's not?
vegan.
But did he also say the guy about the nipples? Not nickels?
I don't remember who said it. Good night, Duran.
Have a good night, Duran. Conrad, happy birthday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Jessica,
you.
is she weird or normal?
Am I weird or normal?
I feel like I'm slurring my speech for no stupid reason. I'm just tired. I'm
For
really
a real
tired.
reason, just not a stupid reason.
God dang it. You give me the shivers.
I am normal to me, and I think I'm probably normal to you. I don't feel weird. I feel pretty normal. But, you know, they say when you're crazy, you think you're not crazy. So, take it how you want to take it. Just call it the cup of 19 pounds. Exactly.
Oh, if you're a Patreon member and you have postcards, they are coming. Bear with us. Stupid stuff. We're waiting for the Patreon postcard custom cards to arrive in the mail, and then they're going to be going out. We have something also special for all of you guys who are not custom that are going in the mail as well. So, yeah.
I'm bonkers.
You're bonkers.
It's fair.
What
That's
is-
fair. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that statement. That's pretty accurate.
Nothing wrong with being weird.
Bloody birthday?
Or happy birthday. Yeah, you know, Grimwood Hollow, that would make sense.
Thank you, Rose.
But we don't make sense here. We're crazy.
All boobies have nickels. Oh,
Do we have a
man.
favorite George Romero moment during an interview, a meeting, etc.?
I didn't get to meet him.
So I've met him a couple different times, and I think it was George Romero's son had a tattoo shop. It was called Romero's Tattoos in Pittsburgh.
Aw.
And for the opening, the very first time that I met George Romero and Tom Savini were both there signing and for him. And
That's so sweet.
there's a picture of me sitting between the both of them on this black couch. I don't remember what. No, Tom Savini and I were talking about tattoos, and I showed him the Frankenstein tattoo on my leg, and he was like, "Holy hell, that's nice." That's what I remember from that. George Romero was very, very, very soft-spoken every time I saw him. The last time that I saw him was in Scarefest a couple years ago, and he was really, really mellow. I don't really have like a big George Romero story.
I don't have any.
He was just
So,
always very
I get
kind
it.
and very polite.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Do we keep any Halloween decor out all year? My entire
Halloween?
house is Halloween decor, okay?
So we have this fight in our family, and Jessica and I are constantly at it
That's
when we
superhero. That's
when we decorate.
harsh.
Jessica is 100% Halloween. She has to put up. Me personally, I prefer the sweet colors of Easter. But she won't let me put up my Easter eggs. The pastel pinks and blues conflict with her pumpkins.
You just made me snort. How awful. Man, I don't know if I could pick my favorite superhero. Is Catwoman a superhero? Because
Ooh.
I'll die on that hill.
Which Catwoman?
What do you mean, which one?
I like this thing
We're
that you're
talking
saying. You're
comic
like,
books, okay? I'm not talking about your Halle Berry.
did you just say that out loud?
So bad.
Pastels. Jessica, she hates Easter.
I actually really like pastels.
I just like the smell of eggs.
I like pastel colors.
I don't like the smell of eggs.
Um,
I'm just kidding. Catwoman is an anti-hero.
we did have a Halloween tree. We did.
Yeah. And then we lit it up so much that the shit
It
was
died.
lit. It died. Like all good things.
Favorite superhero, man. Well, you know, when I was growing up, my favorite
Batman.
comic books were, the Dark Gotham,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Batman, and X-Men. I grew up loving X-Men really heavily. I tried to get into the other ones, X Factor and all that stuff. And for the longest time, when I was a little girl, my favorite superhero was, crap, I just forgot her name. Rogue. Rogue and Storm. Because they, to me, I love Jean Grey, but I love Jean Grey as the Dark Phoenix. But Storm and Rogue, this was also during the time when they had the television animated series. So during that series, Rogue had picked up the power to fly. But they were just, independent women, like they didn't rely on anybody, and
Michelle.
Rogue was always, tortured by her gift and learned to overcome it and things like that, So growing up, those were my two favorites, was Storm and Rogue.
I'm going to have to say Batman, but also there are two other superheroes that I actually admire and I do want to give shout outs to.
You loved the Joker movie.
There's Orgasmo and Chota Boy. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I went there.
I'm just letting you live in your awkward silence.
It's okay. Oh God. Oh.
We have not gone to
Some
Vegas
people are like,
yet.
wait, what did he just say? Who's his favorite superheroes?
We have not been able to visit Vegas yet, but we do plan on being there.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna see that museum.
We got plans.
Yeah.
We got plans. 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 Good night, Amy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I am so freaking beat. We went to Universal today for a couple hours, and I didn't want to go, but I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go, but I wanted to go. And as we were walking, I was like, damn, my hips hurt.
He didn't want to do anything today, and I kind of made him go out.
And then Jessica was like, what do you want to do for dinner? And I said,
Yeah.
I don't care if I eat ramen. I just want to go home.
I love the way that they're developing superhero movies now.
Thank you, Em.
But growing up in the comics, they didn't look like art drawn today. It was very muddied line work in the sense that everything had a lot of heavy pen work to it. And then things weren't vibrant, they weren't bubbly. It was very eye straining, to be honest with you. And, as much as a lot of these comic characters are getting, in my fair opinion, what's due in movies today, growing up on them is a completely different feeling. So, when people say, an actress and the role that she did with a character is like, yeah, she did that great, but the love was there long before that. Like they may have presented the character really well, but there's so much more history. It just goes back and back and back. So I'm not going to rumble on about it.
Thank you, lovely. Do you guys want to hear?
I'm very happy with what they're doing today.
Do you guys want to hear a funny story?
Probably not, but go ahead.
So, this birthday is the very first birthday where I actually feel somewhat old. No. And it's not because of my birthday, it's because of things that have been happening around me.
Yeah.
For instance, the other day I crossed paths. Edward said your hips hurt. You know what? Screw you. No, so the other day I crossed paths with a young couple. They had to have been like 16, 17, somewhere around there. And the one girl, she was wearing a black baseball cap that had in white letters the logo for the band The Cure. You know The Cure. I know The Cure. Jessica, do you know The Cure?
I hate The Cure.
She hates The Cure, but you know The Cure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, man, I love your hat. Is that the band The Cure? And she looks at me and she says, I don't know. It's my grandfather's. It hit hard, people.
And completely unrelated, The Cure can go suck balls.
I saw The Cure in concert.
I hate The Cure. I hate The Cure.
Right?
Oh, thank you, Christopher.
Oh, it hurts. It still hurts to this day.
The Smiths.
I remember whenever, like...
I hate The Cure.
Everybody...
You can fight me, but it's okay.
Every city has, like, an oldie station, right? I like listening to the oldies. But I don't listen to the oldies anymore because I turned on the oldies and you know what they were playing? Nirvana. Never again.
My favorite Disney villain. Oh, that's so hard. I love them all. Who would you say is my favorite Disney villain if you had to choose?
Dr. Facilier.
See, I almost said that too. I almost said Dr. Facilier. I love Princess and the Frog. I love Dr. Facilier. Maleficent is classic. You gotta love Maleficent, especially the way that Angelina Jolie's portrayed her. And I think that's a beautiful storyline. I love the way that they've twisted that. But I mean, she's so iconic in the classic tale too. For me, I'm going to say it is a tie between Dr. Facilier and Maleficent. But growing up, it was Ursula.
Who's my favorite Disney villain?
Evil Queen.
Oh, you're so good. Oh, shucks.
He's got it hard for the Evil Queen. He loves Snow White.
I met the Evil Queen and it was just like, what the hell?
Oh, but the Evil Queen we met was gorgeous. She's like this really professional cosplayer who happens to work at Disney. I am not going to give you her name because it can cause a lot of trouble for her.
Yeah.
But I fell head over heels in love with her the second I saw her. I mean, she was just stunning. So lovely. How am I going to have green hair and hate The Cure? Let me tell you something. I have had colored hair since I was a tyke. And The Cure is older than me, and that's okay. But I've never liked The Cure. I've never liked The Cure. Blech. So, you know what? How can you wear all that black and then end up sounding like you have pop songs? I don't like The Cure mostly for that. The Cure, in my opinion, looks like they should be like some awesomely goth band, and then they sound like they make pop music.
Thank you, Frosty.
I will fight
Jessica,
you.
I will. I forgot. I haven't showed you.
We were talking about that today, actually. I used to really hate synth music, synth pop. Like a Pop Took My Berserk and stuff like that. When it would come on in the club, I was...
John Coy, you are absolutely freaking phenomenal. I am so sorry. I'm gonna stand that. Okay, so the Evil Queen and Mr. Dark would be my favorite. Good call, John.
Mr. Dark?
Yeah.
From Disney?
It's a Disney movie.
Oh, from Something Wicked This Way Comes.
That's right. Say, what about Oingo Boingo? Jessica, you're asking... Okay, we are huge Oingo Boingo fans. I love the Boingo.
We can have differences. This is taking me back to my goth club days when people would sit around and like argue over the music, and it was always so much fun. I love Oingo Boingo, yeah. Morrissey's great. I don't dislike many bands, but The Cure is like my top.
I have a Morrissey story.
Go for it.
Morrissey, the Smiths.
Who doesn't like Johnny Cash? He's amazing.
So years ago, years and 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 years ago.
I'm sure it wasn't that long.
It was like 2002.
Well, okay, that's fair.
Okay, 2002, 2003. I was out in Los Angeles, California, and Hollywood, sitting on a curb on Sunset Boulevard. And right next to me was my best mate, my best friend, Jack Dedman. Mm-hmm. And we were sitting there waiting for, I feel like we were waiting for the Christmas parade to show up.
I don't know why.
Like I was living out there for a little bit with him, and we're sitting there waiting for the Christmas parade. And I don't know if they still do it out in Los Angeles, Hollywood, but the motorcyclists, the cops that are on motorcycles, they would do these crazy, like, synchronized weird things. But we're sitting there, and it was my first night in Los Angeles, and he turns to me and he says, "Hey, man," he goes, "out of everybody here, is there a celebrity that you want to meet more than anything?" And at the time I was listening, I was like really into the Smiths. Like, oh man, I'd love to meet Morrissey. And I'm sitting here, and he was sitting right where you're at. We're just kind of like sitting down, smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, yeah, I'd really like to meet Morrissey. He's like, oh, I doubt that's going to happen, because doesn't he like live in England or some shit like that? I was like, yeah, I don't know, but he probably, I don't know, whatever. So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden
Ow!
Oh, sorry. And he's like, look, kid you not even 20 minutes, 30 minutes after I'm talking to him, I turn, and Morrissey is walking down the street. And we're sitting right in front of Amoeba Records. And he walks into Amoeba Records, and I'm like, son of a... right? So I'm like, we gotta go say hi to him. So we go into Amoeba Records, and I walk over to him, and I kid you not, this is just after his album You Are the Quarry comes out. So I walk over to him, and he's looking to see how many are sold, like how many of his record are still there. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, hey, I'm a huge fan. Shocked as hell that I'm meeting you. Can I get a picture with you? And he said, very nonchalant, he's like, yeah, no, that's cool, but not in here. Let's go outside, right? So I'm like, okay. So we go outside, and I don't know how long it was, but I just remember posing with Morrissey in front of a street lamp, almost like we're like on like a cover of things. And I borrowed a camera from a friend.
That's why I've never seen the picture.
Yeah, I borrowed a camera from a friend, and we took the picture, and I was like, oh my god.
Right,
the camera died. The camera died, so the picture didn't exist. It was so sad. I know a picture.
We love the crabs.
Right? But here's the real kicker to this story. You ready for this? This is the most amazing thing that can ever happen. I told you about this story. The very next day, we get online, and we're like, oh, let's go sightseeing, right? So we find Johnny Depp's address, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go see Johnny Depp's house, right? And we're like Googling and all this weird mind melding things, and we find out that Johnny Depp lives up in the Hollywood Hills, but in order to get there, you gotta drive up this weird kind of road, and at the base of it is Fabio. Remember Fabio? He had a seafood restaurant, and it looked like crap, but it was there. So we find Fabio's restaurant, and we drive up into the Hollywood Hills, and it also turns out, I left this part out, his next door neighbor is Morrissey. So we're like, okay, so we can do two birds with one stone. We'll get to see Johnny Depp, and we'll get to see Morrissey. So we pull up there. Oh, Johnny Depp. All we see is a gate and a bunch of crap, so we just take a picture. And they're like, oh, there's Morrissey's house. And then there's a turnaround.
He's no Flavio.
So take a picture of Morrissey's house, go to put the car in reverse, and there's a lot of grass cutters out there, right? So they back out of a driveway in this giant dump truck.
That'd be amazing, Lisa.
And they get stuck. So there's Johnny Depp's house, a dump truck, our car, Morrissey's house, a turnaround with a whole bunch of trash cans. Am I painting a picture? You getting this?
Sort of. Yeah.
The truck gets stuck, so we're stuck. We can't do anything. Who comes walking down the steps carrying 2 trash bags? Morrissey. We're like, oh crap. We duck down. We're like, oh crap. We duck down behind the dashboard because we're thinking, oh crap, we just saw him before. He made this big stink.
Hi, Grandma. Oh, good. I see.
And now he's going to think we're stalking him. So we duck down, and we're hiding, and we hear him open up the trash can and drop it. And they're like, okay, enough time has passed. We can look now, right? So we poke our heads up, and he's standing right in front of our car looking at us, laughing and shaking his head, and he waves and he walks on by. So, yeah, I stalked Morrissey. Oh, God. Yeah. I get all smiley talking about that story because it's just damn amazing.
I've never had like a weird celebrity. Well, I say I've never had a weird celebrity run-in, but one of my greatest celebrity memories, actually, is I got to party with Sid Haig and the cast from House of a Thousand Corpses. I can't remember their names because my memory is fried. But they were such the nicest people. All of them were so nice. I wanted to say Ken Foree.
Ken Foree?
Yeah. So back then I was really into latex, and this was at a convention, a very small horror convention in the middle of nowhere. And I was wearing this really tight latex dress. And at the time I was still working out a lot, so I was very curvy. And he got, like, shit-faced drunk and kept calling me the best booty of the South. He would try to, like, he's very nice and talking with people, and he kept, like, forgetting my name. He'd be like, he said it very jokingly, not in a creepy kind of way, in humor, whatever, but I think my greatest memory would be, smoking it up with Sid Haig in his hotel room. He was the sweetest thing. Yeah, he was so kind. And who else I meet that day? One of my friends got stabbed in the knee with a sword. What's her name? It was an after hours party. There was way too much drinking. Someone had a sword from the convention. It happened to be a real one, though, not a prop. It wasn't sharpened.
Yes,
but
lovely.
It pierced the skin nonetheless. And I don't think it got stuck, but his knee still fucked up, actually. Let's see. Who do we like? Joy Division, yes. New Order, yes. Batmobile. That's who.
If you didn't know, Batmobile is the fine folks who our intro to our videos is based on.
My mouth is
one of their songs.
Thank you. I don't know Astro Man, though I probably do. I just don't know them by name. Weezer, of course. Hypo Negative is my long lost love. The Germs, of course. Yeah.
Excuse me. I like how it says live Q&A, Hangout, and other birthday whatnots.
Is that what you put in?
Yeah, see, it says it right there, whatnots. I'm not even entirely sure what a whatnot is. I think it has something to do with... I have no clue.
Oh my god, Alyssa Milano. I would fawn over her if I ever ran into her. And depending on how long ago that was, too, I probably was, like, obsessed with
Roma.
the show. And I probably would have just stared at her boobs, like, too long or something, because... Let me tell you, one of the first things I notice about a lady, and I know this is going to sound completely sexist, and I'm sorry, but I stare at their boobs.
Because it's the boobies.
Well, okay.
Spokesman!
I grew up really flat-chested, y'all.
Thank you, dear sir.
So,
and thank you for the happy birthday wish, too, man.
I grew up having severe chest envy. So, and it, just spills over into my later age that I still, I'm always like, oh, those are nice. Those are nice. Oh, she's got lovely ones. See, I've always wanted something like that. No, that's too big, but that's okay. Because, oh no, hers are great. Yeah, like, girls notice each other's boobs and stuff like that. And, if I see a girl walking away, I'll point out a nice butt to Michael. I'm married, not dead.
Somebody said Roma. Why did you say Roma? Who was that?
Where? I think I have to scroll. Hold on.
We have been unscrolled.
Roma.
Again, thank you, spokesman. You are awesome, man.
Hi.
Hopefully, all this stuff is going to work itself out in some way, shape, or form. We haven't gone to Disney. I don't know if you were there today or not. but we haven't been there yet.
I would also drink Alyssa Milano's bathwater.
I'm not gonna drink anybody's bathwater. I'm sorry. I get the saying,
Well,
but it
I
ain't
mean-
happening. What were we talking about today with Matt?
I'd lick her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd lick the bathwater off of her or something. No, she's gorgeous. She's very lovely. What were we talking about?
Oh, I see. Your cough, Rona. No, you're good. You're good. Girls have booby and bad booty
Oh,
envy.
absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I mean...
So, Aaron, the theme song to our videos is by the band. The band is called BATMOBILE, and the song is called Calamity Man. Calamity Man.
Michael Keaton's a hunk. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman ever. Aside from...
Heckins, yes.
David West. Oh, was it David West?
Adam
West. Oh,
What about
I
What about Val Kilmer?
I'm not saying that he was a bad Batman, but he was not in one of the better Batman movies.
Fair enough.
I think that's fair. And it really comes down to me of who wore the suit better, and for me, it's still going to be Michael Keaton. I'm not saying that... Val Kilmer, at the time he was Batman, he was a gorgeous man. But I did not feel him in that mask. I really didn't.
Michael Keaton will always be Batman. Batman is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is Batman.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Adam. But
Yeah.
Michael Keaton. I heard that Michael Keaton is going to be reprising his role as Bruce Wayne in some way, shape, or form for
Yeah,
a
something's
TV
coming
show.
up, and he's going to do it, and
Mr. Mom.
I can't wait for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Duh. Awesome, Brandon. It's a great song, and awesome guys too. I met them years ago and asked them if I can use the video for the song, and they said heckins yes. And actually, they said happy birthday today. So they're way across the
For
pond.
everyone who's missed it, should I sing happy birthday again?
No, it already happened. It's not my birthday anymore. It's 1 o'clock.
It's birthday month.
It's not birthday months. It's
Birthday
birthday
month.
life. Did I get a cake? No. I really try to stay away from sweets unless they're cookies.
He loves his cookies, man.
Favorite cookie. Do you know what my favorite cookie is? Anybody?
Val Kilmer will always be Jim Morrison. That is, yeah,
Oh, God, right?
accurate.
Birthday
Yeah.
week, birthday year. Don't sing it. NorCal, what are you doing? Nope. No. Birthday spankings?
He tried to convince me that the birthday spankies tradition was very different, and I was like, that ain't how it works.
Yeah. I spank you.
Yeah. No, that's not how it works.
Oddly enough. Oh, all right. Animal cookies. I love me some good animal cookies,
I
but
hate
they gotta
chocolate
be
chips.
the Stouffer. The only cookie that I really like,
I don't like chocolate in a lot of anything.
only cookie I
Peanut butter
really
cake.
like is oatmeal raisin.
I like oatmeal raisin, but I eat
The
her-
guana
I eat her
bats,
from the raisins.
Alvin.
I want oatmeal raisin without the raisins.
Sugar cookies. Yeah, sugar cookies
Yeah.
are up there. I'll eat a sugar
It
cookie
depends.
if that's the only thing I have.
I love the they're made by Keebler, but they're also technically a Girl Scout cookie. They're like these caramel coconut topped fudgy drizzled whatever's you wanna
Oatmeal
call them.
raisins are so dang good.
Yeah.
No, not guano. Guana. Guanabatz. Guana bats. I had an amazing birthday. Sadly, for Jessica's birthday, we were planning on going to Austin, Texas, and I really wanted to show her the bats under the Congress Street Bridge, but COVID really started happening, so we couldn't do it. I was very surprised that we were able to get away from my birthday for a little bit.
I think it was like very necessary to get you out of the house.
I was losing my damn mind.
Yeah.
And we shot 3 new episodes to our show, and the first one's going to be coming up here probably in the next day or so. We're just
Alyssa Milano cookies, yes.
yeah.
Yes. I will take that.
How many?
And if you could find a way to make a Charlize Theron cookie, I'd be up on that as well.
Charlize Theron.
I love Charlize Theron.
Well, in the movie Atomic Blonde, yes. Other than that, no.
What?
Charlize Theron in Monster.
She's been like sexy and everything. Not Monster. Not Monster.
You said sexy and everything.
I was about to say sexy and everything, but Monster.
No, you said sexy and everything.
Don't put words in my mouth. You know what? Screw it. I'll take her from that as well, but she's a little scary.
That's like when I'm half asleep. That's when I get that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen Taco Bell tonight either, but I'm sure, you know, it's probably taken a well-deserved break. You guys stay up with us so late when normally we do the movies, and we're so very appreciative. We know a lot of people set alarms, you know, just to come and say hi because it's a little bit late. We do it at this hour because we realize that a lot of people who like to tune in live across seas or don't live in the United States, and we try to be as accommodating as we can to everyone who wants to tune in. We know it is a little late for some people, or it's like super early for others. We try to find that, you know, middle ground as much as we can.
I like how everybody's like doing their celebrity crush as a cookie. I'll take a Salma Hayek cookie. I'll take one. I'll take a baker's dozen.
Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
I'll take her any day. Or the lead actress from the Dusk Till Dawn series. I have a lot of female crushes.
What kind of? I don't know what kind of cookie I would want.
Ooh,
That's a hard question.
That is a hard question. I should know this, but you don't really, if you fawn over female actresses, you don't really let it show. I think you feel like you're offending me or something, while I'm always like, check out those tits.
It's old school. Check out those tits.
Check out those tits.
Look at them.
I'm the one drooling over all the ladies, and he's like politely not letting it show. You know, I don't know. I feel like it would probably be, it would be the lady from The Birds.
Tippi Hedren. See, I'm very old school. Yeah.
I think it would be Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren. She was gorgeous. She still is a very gorgeous woman. Julie Newmar. Like all these cool stuff, man.
Oh my god, she was gorgeous. I would have taken Julie Newmar even and her golden days. She was stunning. Always
Faye
stunning.
Ray. Huh.
Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell.
Hey,
Alicia Silverstone? Rose McGowan. Yeah. Her heyday, man. She was nice. He only has eyes for me.
Who said that? I got 4 eyes for you. Lovely sweaters. Don't worry about things like that. All I really care about is you guys are safe and you're just watching the show. That's all I really care about. Showing up and hanging out with us when we do these awkward. Just lick my shirt.
You bite me.
Just
sometimes.
being here and being you and being a part of the Grim Life. That's all that I really care about. Everything else just falls into place. Keep your health.
Gina Gershon. I have not heard that name. Man, Gina Gershon from when she was in Striptease. Dude. There's so many boobies in that movie.
Do you want to see the dance I learned from the movie
Showgirls? I said striptease. Showgirls. I meant Showgirls.
So
Striptease was Bruce Williams' ex-wife.
Bulldog. So I reached out to Tippi Hedren, and I was like, "Hey, can you be a part of our Wall of Horrors?" And we were living in Savannah at the time, and she said yes. So I sent her an 8x10 of her with the bird from the Birds, and she signed it and sent it back. And it was really cute. On the back of the envelope, she wrote, "I love Savannah" on it.
Michael was Twitter-pated with the actress from. She did the opening. She gave a little shout out. We were supposed to do the demon
Amelia Kincaid.
Was it Night of the Demons?
Night of the Demons. We did Night of the Demons. We tried doing Night of the Demons too.
But it wasn't because I don't think you were enamored with her. I think it was just because it was cool that like she was so interested.
Yeah. So like, her. So
Amelia Clark. Yeah.
Angelica Houston back in the day.
Back in the day, I would have smacked that butt.
Who's the other one? The girl from the lady from Blue Velvet, Isabella Rossellini.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, she was a smoking hot number. Smoking hot. Smoking hot. Oh, thank you, Michelle.
From Lovely Sweaters, I hope things pick up for you in honor of missing SH. So Scott, we talked to Scott a little earlier today, and thank you,
Yeah.
Michelle, and thank you, Lovely Sweaters.
Eva Green. Oh, Michael loves Eva Green. We both love Eva Green.
Yeah. Scott is away on work, away from his family, and he's been working really, really, really hard. And we talked to him a little bit earlier.
He's such a sweet pumpkin.
About some Halloween-esque activities. Surprise, surprise, we're not going to be mentioning anything yet.
Not sharing.
But we are in talks about something spooky happening this Halloween-ish time.
Yeah, we've started trying to plan our Halloween because
You got to plan for these things.
So many things have changed. Originally, we had like a very set thing. We knew what we were going to do, and everything has changed so much that I don't know if I want to say. It might be. We don't know if it's set in stone yet, so I don't want to speculate anything, and then you guys be disappointed that we don't do it.
Somebody said
episode.
Megan Fox and Transformers. Try Megan Fox in Jennifer's body.
Oh, try Megan Fox now. She has had 3 children, and she still looks like she's this big. She's tiny. So
She looks like Jessica's finger.
I want to know how to do her makeup. She always has like a very classic makeup look, and it's always the same, and it always looks so good. I'm going to start looking up YouTube videos on how to do Megan Fox's makeup. Winona Ryder will always be the sexy, sexy, sexy lady.
I don't know about that. I used to have a crush on Winona Ryder, and then now all I see her is the mom from Stranger Things, and I'm like...
But come on, they dressed her in 80s mom clothing.
Right?
And she was still hot.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is think about her and Hooper together. Hopper. Is it Hopper or Hooper?
Hopper.
Hopper. And Hooper, I keep thinking his name's Hooper.
It's just funny how you said that.
Yeah. I don't know. I ship them. I ship them so much. Oh, I saw the best. One of my friends on Facebook was talking about the guy that plays him and his girlfriend. I knew her name right before I started talking, and now I can't. Lily Allen? I think it's Lily Allen, the singer.
I don't know.
Never mind.
Who's Kelly Preston?
Funny story is lost. Oh, Natalie Portman is delicious.
Somebody said Kelly Preston died. I don't know who Kelly Preston is.
Is she from 90210?
No.
Or Saved by the Bell. She's from Saved by the Bell. She's the one with the heart-shaped face. I think. Shoot.
No, I don't know. No, that's Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, I know that name though. I know Kelly Preston.
Travolta's wife?
Oh.
Jessica loves Anne Hathaway. That's like her favorite actress in the entire world. She is so, I'm talking like, stupidly excited about her doing the remake of Witches.
I would cut her.
I cut you, mine. You're going down.
I would so cut Anne Hathaway. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's quite lovely. But she would catch these hands.
I liked her in The Princess Diaries. I'm just kidding. Wait, wait, hold on. So, if you all have seen our video on our time at Universal Hollywood, Jessica made a wonderful sound when she was practicing Kung Fu with the Kung Fu Panda. Jessica, you've been practicing this all day.
Have I?
Yes, you have. Can you please demonstrate your karate sounds with for our viewers?
I don't know if I'm going to get this right.
You gotta do the hand motions. Put some back into it.
Yeah.
It more sounded like
Drew Barrymore. No, I those. I love the fact that apparently when filming Bram Stoker's Dracula, Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves may have actually been not legally married, but it was a real wedding ceremony that was performed, and they did not know that because they were over in Romania filming. And the priest that does the scene where they get married in the movie was the real deal, and he didn't speak very good English, so he performed actual marriage rites. They didn't sign any papers or anything, so they're not legally married, but they were actually married, and I think it's the sweetest thing.
Oh, do you now?
I'm
The
gonna push you
sweetest
over.
thing? That's the sweetest thing? There's no, like, nothing with us and sweet things that we do?
Like what?
Like kissing and smacking each other's knees like this. That probably didn't look that good on camera, but you know what I'm talking about.
I need more examples here.
I sweet like cookies.
I need more examples.
I sweet like cookies.
You asked me for cookies in the middle of the sleep. Yes, you do.
I do all the time.
Okay, so you guys have probably heard me talk a bit about Michael's sleeping habits. One of my favorite things that he does is I'll get up in the middle of the night to like go to the bathroom or something, and I'll wake him up, and he will demand cookies. He will not leave me alone. He will constantly demand cookies, and if I come back without cookies, I'll hear about it.
Go.
And I'm like, no, because, and I'll tell him why. I'm like, you told me not to because you said you don't want me to feed you any more cookies while you're sleeping because you want to go on a diet, and you said you don't get to have cookies. Oh, he throws a fit. He'll be like, fuck that!
The
Cookies.
fuckins.
Why do all women smile in wedding pictures?
Why do people smile in the first place? That's like the most awkward thing. So earlier today we were at Universal Orlando and we walked by a billboard for America's Got Talent.
Oh, the Beauty
I
and
love the
Mystery
show
Museum.
America's
I've
Got
never
Talent.
heard about that, but I want to see it now.
I love the show America's Got Talent, but I'm looking at Simon Cowell and Terry Crews
The
and
actor was really sweet.
and Heidi Klum. Everybody's smiling, and I'm like, look at those weird-looking human beings.
Yeah, Michael sleep eats.
Why are they smiling like so?
Upon request, he sleep eats.
I do no such thing.
You know, he has. I think you actually have gotten up before. And there's been times where, like, I'll get myself a snack in the middle of the night, and then I'll come and lay back down, and I'll bring something with me. And,
What?
and I'll just kind of, like, nudge his face
Look at that.
with it.
See that? See that right there? See that?
And I'll feed him while he's
You know what that is? You know what I'm pointing to? That's my
Animal crackers.
bedside stash of
Yeah.
Stouffer's animal
It started out
crackers.
as, like, a bag this
Shut your
big.
face. Don't tell them that.
It's a giant bag. It's the biggest one you can
It's
buy.
animal crackers from Walmart.
Aww. You're adorable.
You're adorkable. All right.
Will you get a tattoo of me?
No.
Damn.
Because, all right, so traditionally speaking, that's cursed territory.
They've been married for 3 years.
That's cursed territory. Just saying. I love you to death, and I'd do anything for you, but I'm not going to get you tattooed on me. And not that I wouldn't enjoy it, because I'd love it. I love looking at you. But what if there's truth to that curse?
Good night, Charles. No, I've heard about the curse, but I don't think it counts when you're married.
You never know.
We've talked about getting matching tattoos. Is that not a curse? Is there no curse? in
No,
matching
it's like
tattoos?
your name or like somebody's face on you.
And then you supposedly break up, right?
Yeah, it's a curse in the shop industry. Yeah,
Okay.
some people won't
Play
even
it
do
safe.
it.
Yeah. No, I know, but that's usually like the people who have not been married though. Like people come in knowing someone for like a day.
When you
Yeah.
pass, I will get a memorial tattoo of you on my butt.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've talked about getting matching tattoos anyway. I think I might eventually one day pull the plug and get a sleeve started. I want to get some hyper-realism horror images done that have stuck with me since the beginning.
Stop it! Stop it! What the heck are you doing? Stop! I'm being attacked
Get off me!
by a green salamander.
Oh, good.
Oh man, I got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah. You have one that you really need to get covered, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about it. I think it should be turned into a goat.
I'm gonna get my face tattooed.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
It's
The
gonna
spider web?
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna get my face tattooed. What? We're making people laugh. This is not cool. Why are you laughing at me? Do you get a birthday cake? If
you're
so, what
funny.
flavor? No, I
feel
don't
like
do
if
the
you got
cake.
a cake, you get an ice cream cake. We tried to get an ice
Yeah.
cream today, but we were on the wrong side of the park, and they didn't have any ice cream where we were.
I like that, Lisa. My husband and I have gatekeeper, me, and keymaster, him. If it doesn't work out, then he's just a fan of locks. I dig it. I dig it. We thought about getting like little ghosts on us, right? Right, little like spooky
Yeah.
ghosts.
How long have you had your ears?
My ears. I
Yeah,
did
long
these.
time.
All right, I'm 41. Yesterday. I did these when
Taco
I.
Bell! Hey!
Let's see. I did these when I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
and I bought these.
Here.
These flesh tunnels. They're stainless steel, surgical steel. Stainless. I bought them for $50.
They're called gauges.
And I've had them all these years. Now here's the fun thing about this, right? When I did my ears, story time with the Grimms. It's like, oh crap, he's got another story, rant and ramble. When I did my ears, I did it in the house that we were living in, 47 Fountain Street. I did it in the bathroom. I had a safety pin.
I need a beverage. I don't want water.
We're fine. I had a safety pin and I pierced my ears,
I
right?
want a juice box.
So, okay. Thank you, Taco Bell Lugosi.
Oh,
Ta
my
ta ta
hips.
ta. I dated the Evil Queen, not a fan of the Cure. Love Oingo Boingo. Hey, I like your stories. Okay, so I pierced my ears with a safety pin, and then I looked at it immediately, and I was like, they're too small. So I took a Bic pen, and I put it in there, and I jammed it through. It hurt really, really bad. And I pushed it, and I pushed it, and I pushed it, and I pushed it, and I had a Bic pen right here. And then I took another pen on the other side, and I jammed it through, and I pushed it through, and I had these two pens in my ears. And I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy, right? Like, bonkers. So then I cut them so that I would just have like the pen plastics there. And then when it healed, then I started doing tapered candles. And I would put a tapered candle in, and then I would just push it and push it. And eventually I had it almost this size. So if you want to get an inch gauge in your ears, usually it takes about 2 years. I did mine in about 2 weeks. It hurt like hell.
Good
But-
night, John.
I did it.
I.
Good night, John.
Mine are.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
You guys, I don't know if you guys ever know, because I have these.
Where's your juice box?
I stole from my mom's soda.
You are...
My ears are like a fraction the size of yours, but I do have gauged ears. But mine look really small because I'm wearing one of those fat, flesh-colored, soft rubbers. That sounded funny. What, did you want to share my juice box?
No, I don't want your damn juice box.
Well, fine. You seem very concerned.
Well, you said you were going to go get a juice box and then you come back, so I thought maybe you got derailed.
Of course I did.
Ooh, cat.
I did pick up the cat, as a matter of fact. It was surprisingly how easy it was for me to stretch my
Oh, Mark,
ears.
you have no idea.
I'm a 10 millimeter. What size is yours? I know yours is in inches.
I'm an inch.
Yeah, you're 1 inch. I'm 10 millimeters.
Oh, you want to see what it looks like with that? Here.
I did not pierce my nose myself. I had my nose professionally pierced.
Uh-oh, we're stuck. Oh, no. No, we're not stuck. So Lisa asked, did you guys try any recipes from the Vincent Price cookbook? So,
not yet.
You guys don't know this yet because we haven't posted about it, and I'm so sorry, Lisa, that we haven't done this. So, Lisa sent us a copy of Vincent Price's cookbook, and it's beautiful. And I'm so sorry that I haven't shared it with you guys. We have some crazy plans, Lisa. At some point, maybe not soon, but at some point, we're going to start doing, like, just for crap and giggles.
Trying to recreate recipes.
Right? Because all the recipes in that are, like, fancy recipes from across the world.
Yeah.
So we're going to be, like, cooking with the Grimms from the Vincent Price cookbook. So it's going to be horrible, but we got some plans. We try to really use every aspect of our lives to be creative in some way, shape, or form.
Don't use something like wooden matches to do things with your ears. First of all, wooden matches are extremely porous, and they will not glide the way that they're meant to. If you want to get a piercing, please, 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 please do it by a professional, and they can help you do things. But stretching is actually very easily done as long as you don't force it. My ears stretch really quickly. I went from nothing to like a 10 millimeter, which is quite large. No, it didn't even hurt, actually. But my septum piercing is not through my cartilage. So like with my ear,
Kitchen.
my industrial is through my cartilage, but my septum ring is not through my cartilage. It's just through the flesh. So it would have hurt, but I definitely would not cry. When I got my tattoo, I laughed. I have a high pain tolerance. I don't think anything would actually make me cry.
You two cooking, do you have a fire extinguisher? It's like Grim cooking. What kind of dead thing are we going to make today?
I'm a good cook. I just don't get to do it very often.
The microwave? Oh, I love you.
You're not coming home to any more like late night dinners. When we first got married, when we first started dating and living together, whenever he would come home from work, I would have a complete spread done. Like waiting for him to walk in the door. Like I'd be so excited from like having cooked all day. Yeah. No more of that for you. I hear you're quite silent over there.
I don't know. Jessica has like really she has about like 30 different recipes for ramen.
Wow. Wow, you're gonna do me like that?
I burn water in the kitchen. That's awesome.
Fine. Okay.
No, Jessica really is a good cook.
You can't save yourself now. I don't care what you say. You can gush all you want to, but you cannot save yourself at this point. Even if it is your birthday.
Yesterday was my birthday.
It still counts.
Says who?
It still counts.
I
says.
So there's a restaurant here in Orlando
I love udon.
where they sell ramen. It's a ramen store. Like you go, it's a ramen restaurant, and they have all these different ways of cooking. I'm meaning to take you there.
Most people say ramen, but what they're actually eating is udon, the Japanese noodle.
I actually call it ramen.
Well, here in America, ramen is more of a brand name. The ramen noodle is actually quite different, and it's processed quite differently, but that's a story from another time.
Deconstructed cabbage rolls.
What would I cook for Alyssa Milano? Well, I think Alyssa Milano might be a vegan, so I get that bitch some vegetables.
I got a carrot and a microwave. What do you want, Milano?
Oh, pho is yummy, 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 yummy. Yeah.
Do you like Spam? Well, no. I block that stuff in my email.
One of my favorite things to eat, especially I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. We have a very
Faux show.
big high, big high. We have a very large Vietnamese community, and so we have a lot of just amazing restaurants. And so I grew up just loving all varieties of Asian food. I used to spend all my time in Asian markets and Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese. I love all of it.
Did you ever?
Michael recently tried sushi and liked it. He's always been against sushi, so now I can finally eat sushi with somebody.
I like the sushi.
You used to make fun of me for eating sushi, and now he's all like, he had Publix sushi.
Have you ever ordered Chinese food and then you're like, man, this Chinese food is so good, and then you eat the Chinese food and you're like, oh, I'm so stuffed, but then you remember that there's a fortune cookie, so you're like, I'm gonna eat that fortune cookie, but I'm so full, but I'm gonna eat it anyhow, and then you eat it and then you're like, God, that fortune cookie tasted like butt. And to top it off, you got a really bad fortune. That's like the worst experience in the world.
That's where you went with that story? I really didn't know where you were going with that.
Fortune
No,
cookie.
actually, it was good sushi. It was decent.
I like this. I like the spicy rolls.
Yeah. So Michael has only had like California rolls so far. I just introduced him to spicy rolls. He loves tuna so much so far, so I think he's gonna love the spicy tuna. Obviously,
It was damn good.
I love soft shell crab. I love eel. I love salmon. I will eat sashimi salmon.
Savannah Johnson, what part of the world are you in? Where do you live?
Publix is a grocery store.
So down here in the South, there's
Like one
Publix,
of the
there's
higher-end
Kroger.
grocery stores,
Up in
yeah.
Pennsylvania, there's Giant Eagle. So what is the grocery store that's in your neck of the woods? Publix, Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix, Arizona. What kind of what's the name of the chain over there? Some of them are like Piggly Wigglies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
from
what's your
St.
grocery
Louis,
store? Wegmans.
We
All right.
had Schnucks was like the high end one. It was a locally done grocery store, and then most of them were like Shop and Save and stuff like that. But ours was called Schnucks.
Kroger.
We didn't even have a Kroger.
Safeway in Northern California.
I miss Kroger actually.
Oh, so they have fries. Okay, fries. I've never been in a fries, but I know a fries. I don't. It's weird because so when we were traveling, filming the past 2 days, burger joints. We love burgers, Jessica and I. I mean, there's In-N-Out Burger.
Oh,
there's
of course,
Jack in the
yeah.
Box. But
IGA, we had IGA.
we had Whataburger, and this was your second time eating it.
So bad, yeah.
It's so good, but
It is so delicious, but we both had sick stomachs.
But it's weird because it's only up in northern Florida, but not down here in central Florida or in the south.
Yeah.
So it's weird how
Five
every
Guys
place is
great,
different.
But it's so greasy.
I really miss In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, I mean, In-N-Out Burger was really refreshing. I mean, it wasn't like this, oh my god, wow, like different flavor or anything, but it was so clean.
Can you say it like what's his name? Christopher Walken.
Can I say it like Christopher
Yeah.
Walken? In-N-Out?
You said
In-N-Out.
no. You was like it's like wow.
I don't know, wow.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a big fan of In-N-Out Burger. I've
Hello,
eaten there many
Brazil.
times in the past. What happened?
Someone from Brazil said hi.
Brazil.
Yeah,
Have a good night, Shelly.
Michael is obsessed with In-N-Out burgers.
I like the In-N-Out burgers.
Yeah,
I like the double, the witch.
yeah,
Witch.
they're great. Bye, Shelly.
Ciao.
I'm not sure who's leaving.
I don't know either.
Sometimes I get confused because they're saying bye to each other, and then I think the totally wrong person is leaving.
Go to Zip's best burger ever.
White Castles are not down here either.
Nope.
But they're opening their first one, as a matter of fact.
Ow. freaking heck. Water. All right, so there's this thing. I just said water, and I don't know if you caught me saying it. Water. There's this thing that plays in my head all the time, and it's from a TV show called The Whitest Kid You Know. And there's a skit that they do that's called Weird the Stripper. Does anybody here know that? And she goes, hamburgers! And it's the strangest freaking thing in the world. Just saying.
What do you not like to eat?
Me?
Cooked carrots.
I don't. Oh God, cooked carrots.
You
Screw
will
that.
not eat cooked carrots.
Don't do cooked carrots.
What won't I eat?
What don't you eat? Fair enough. That just kind of came out. What won't
That's
you?
fair. There's not a lot of things that I won't eat. I love food.
Well, you don't really do sweets.
No, I don't.
You're always against the sweets. But as for
Things that I like refuse.
there's really not much.
There's not much. Mayonnaise is one.
Yeah, mayonnaise.
Pickles on a hamburger, never.
Soft tacos. She'll eat soft
I like
tacos.
soft tacos. I just like.
Liver?
I prefer hard. I'm not a fan of liver.
No.
For the longest time, it was cauliflower. I was so against cauliflower, and then you made this amazing cauliflower dish, and I've been craving it actually.
So, somebody just said scorpion burgers in California. I would
Never
so
heard of
try a
it.
scorpion burger. So we decided,
Red Robin, yum.
in an effort to be more clean with our food, like I said earlier in the stream, I try really hard to do more of a paleo.
Yeah, we're
food?
trying to eat cleaner. We suck at it, but we're trying.
So one day we had a whole bunch of cauliflower, and I made a cauliflower casserole. So instead of rice, I finely ground up cauliflower, and it was the most delicious thing we've had in a long time.
I'm always fighting between being warm and being chilly.
Bretman,
Can we
for-
vote on my next hair color? No.
ain't happening. It's gonna stay green for a while.
Yeah. I've
Chitlins.
settled on green for a while. I think I'm going to keep it.
What the
probably for
heck
a
is a
very long time.
chitlin, Lisa?
But if I ever change it, I will let you guys vote. Promise. A chitlin? You don't know what a chitlin is?
No.
It's not like tripe. Chitlins is
It's a
like...
tripe.
What's a tripe?
Yeah.
Tripe is cow stomach.
No.
Cow intestines.
Ain't happening, Lisa.
Well, no,
you
it's like the lining. It's like it's a specific. They're little. I can't describe it.
So, years ago,
Chitlins is pig intestines.
pig intestines. So years ago, I had the pleasure of, I don't remember what it's calling it, but like actually making sausage links. It was probably one of the most
I grew up
disgusting
eating
things
chicken
in the world.
gizzards.
That explains a lot.
Hearts and gizzards.
That explains
Because
a
one
whole
of
lot.
the local
They know what you're
fried
talking about.
chicken places.
Tripe and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
oh God. Okay, rock on.
Yeah. You have actually been fed gizzard. You just didn't know what it was.
Me?
Yeah.
When did I eat gizzard?
I know. That's a while ago. It was here.
What? Who gave me the gizzard?
Probably mom.
Was it in like a stew?
No, it would have been just like a fried chicken gizzard.
I wouldn't have eaten it.
Oh, I bet you did.
Darn. No, I won't. I ain't eating it. Screw that crap, man. You know, like whenever you cook a turkey and you like cut the thing, the bondage wire that holds its legs together, and you shove your fist so far up its hoot and hanny, and you pull out the crap.
God.
That's the stuff I won't eat.
You're supposed to pull
You
that
eat
out
it.
first. No, I won't.
You sure?
No,
Nope. Like, why do they do that? Like, does it bother anybody else? Like,
Oh, I don't think I could do haggis.
like, you get a turkey or a chicken,
It's just an organ
and
from the
they
chicken.
they got the little bondage wire wrapped around its legs, like it's some sort of weird like S&M cooking show.
Because if you don't, when you rotisserie a chicken, the meat becomes so tender that they will actually fall off.
Fucking, I mean, twisted, right?
I worked in a grocery store for a long time too. Oh my god. I don't know if I could eat turkey necks. Well, I mean, I eat oxtail. That's actually damn
When we
delicious.
go to the UK, we are going to be
I don't
eating
know if I can
some
do
blood
haggis.
pudding.
No. Oh, I don't want blood pudding.
Blood pudding.
I don't want blood pudding. I'm not doing it. No. I don't want it.
Good night, Mr. Geek Out. Good night. Good night. Lunch meat.
No. Yeah, it's kind of hard to eat a rotisserie chicken the same after you've worked in a deli for a while.
Excuse me.
It can be kind of gross. Yeah.
Oh, man, I am sorry, guys, but I'm thinking it's about time to go. I'm getting really tired.
Yeah, I'm a bit sleepy myself.
We're just kind of winging it, just hanging out. We are going to get off here, guys. We love you all. Thank you so much for being here for our little birthday hangout.
Birthday.
It's my
Birthday boy.
It's just, it is what it is.
Happy,
You guys are phenomenal. I love that you guys are a part of the Grim Life and you've been with us for so long. And if you're new to this, usually we do live watch parties. It'll happen again next Saturday. And we have new videos coming too, so keep an eye out. Boom, boom. TTFN. I love it.
16 candles.
Thank you guys.
That's how old you are.
No, 41 candles.
No.
You guys have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Be safe out there. Stay grim.
Good night,
TT.
and we love you.
FN. Over and out. All that weird stuff.